Okay. Hello. Is this thing on? Can you guys hear me? How's everyone doing today? Welcome, one and all, to yet another episode of Wick TV. Okay. We are doing some ranting today. Okay. We're doing some rants about various things. The New York City primaries specifically, and the fact that the Democrats have a parasite problem that we need to deal with. But we're going to get to that. First of all, Akira, my lord, well, my lady, nice to see ya. Rubber Pirate 18. Oh boy, first in this. Well, not first, but close. Close. And thanks for being here, Rubber Pirate. So, like, how rubber are you? I'm very curious. Paul Cast 6 says, go from radical right to radical left. Fuck my life. True. Quantum Fantasy says, probably lice. Not lice, but fair enough. Susie Mags. Yo, what up, Susie? No Cal Mike, do you have a co-host today, Wick? Nah, not to my knowledge. Maybe my other personalities will be my co-host today. Okay, the voices in my head as we go through what we're going to go through today. It'll be fun. It'll be interesting. It'll be wonderful. It'll be a great show. And, ladies and gentlemen, today is a call-in stream. So that means, let me adjust a little here. That means if you got an issue with me, or you have some shit to say, or if you think that we should be talking about something that no one is talking about, or everyone's talking about something that no one should be talking about, now is your chance. You, yes, you, dear viewer, get a chance to come in and call in. So how does that work? Well, if you look on YouTube, you will see a pinned tweet, or not tweet, I'm sorry, a pinned chat with the Discord link. You click that link. You accept the rules. And how do you accept the rules? There'll be a rules page. You'll see a bunch of emojis, but click my face emoji under the rules section, and that will automatically grant you access to the server. You'll be able to see all the channels, okay? Once you do that, jump backstage. It'll be at the top of the list, and I'll drag you in when I'm ready to talk to you, and you'll be able to talk until I'm bored of you, and then we'll let you go, okay? That's how that works. Any questions, any comments, any thoughts so far? Drowslayer QC says, me? Question mark? Yes, you. Let me give Twitch the Discord link as well. Apex Valkyrie says, I was just listening to your last stream with the soy pill and the loner box. Did you like it? What are your thoughts? Vietnam's Monkey says, hope you have a good stream, Wick. Well, I hope so too. I do as well. I was going to do this yesterday. I was going to have some call-ins yesterday, but some real life stuff needed to be taken care of. And so I just moved it because I didn't have a Friday show. But that's okay. That's okay. Give me a minute to kind of adjust, kind of get warmed up here, okay? We do got a bit of a warm-up clip, okay, to go through. This isn't politics, but it's very funny. And I wanted to talk about it a little bit. So, given that it's my show, that's what we're going to do. Let me click the button here. Hold on. Okay, should be a black screen for now. Tell me if you guys can hear this.
I think he was intending to do. Can you show your boobs? I think we can make a pretty good implication.
Okay, so a little context. Let me go back here. A little context. So, I guess our good friend Aiden, you guys remember that kid? Guy who lied to my face and promised me up and down he was going to get me the name of the person who was spreading my docs, but never did. Yeah, that kid. Anyway, I guess he had a call-in show of some sort as well. And this caller is discussing what I guess the leaked logs of Mrao, also a wonderful friend of the stream, asking a 17-year-old to send them to show boobs, basically. Okay. And that's the context. Let's see what Aiden has to say when confronted with this. Let's give it a peep, okay?
Ray says, "Can you show your boobs?" I think we can make a pretty good implication of what the intention was here. I don't think it's that clear cut. And if you're saying this is a joke, I don't think it's a joke for 21. I don't think it's a joke for 21-year-olds, 17-year-olds to show their boobs. That's fucking weird.
So when it didn't happen, why didn't he then go and try again if he was like so desperate to get her nudes? If this wasn't
So Aiden's defense of Morale asking a 17-year-old kid, a child, to show them their boobs is, well, he didn't ask him twice. That's the defense, by the way. That's the defense. Someone who is defending Morale's conduct. Someone who is Morale's buddy, or at least ally in this situation. That's their defense. Well, they only asked him once. They only asked once, gang, so it's okay. If they only asked once, so it was okay. Don't need to worry about it. Don't need to really look into it anymore. If he really wanted it, he would have kept asking. I don't understand. I don't understand how these people, like, don't curl up in shame at the utter stupidity that they voluntarily go live on the air to talk about. The utter absolute humiliation of doing that would cause me to delete my channel. I'd be like, I don't know how they live with themselves, is what I'm saying. That is a crazy thing to say. But it gets worse. Because apparently on this call, at least, I don't know if they're a minor anymore, but the minor at the time was in the call. In this call-in show, apparently.
Because I started being cold to him from the minute I realized what he was doing. I started drifting away from him.
Weren't you still actively DMing him after this like message exchange occurred?
Once I DM'd a close friend of mine about this message exchange, and they explained to me, hey, this guy might be making advances on you, and I thought, shit, you might be right. I started slowly drifting away from him, and then I ended up telling him to fuck off multiple.
Where is the evidence of that? When presented with logs and the testimony of this young woman that they were feeling very uncomfortable at the adult when they were a child, to be clear, the adult soliciting them for nudes, okay, very uncomfortable that this person was coming on to them, making a move, making a pass, right? Aiden's defense here is like, well, you kept talking to him, didn't you? You see that skirt you were wearing? It's a little too short. Crazy stuff to say. These are the defenders, gang. This is the defense of this conduct. It's insane. This is insane. No one, could you imagine someone trying to defend Destiny this way? Like, oh, well, he knew she was 17, but he only asked her once, right? They would never accept that defense. Never. Or, she kept DMing him, so, that means she wanted it, right? It was kind of her fault, wasn't it? Right? They would never in a million years accept these kinds of defenses for Destiny's conduct. And here they are, all on their own. No one's holding a gun to their head. No one's forcing them to do this. They have used their free will in order to defend someone, Morale specifically, soliciting a minor for nudes to show them their boobs. And one of the defenses I've heard earlier, it's not in this clip, but one of the defenses I heard earlier that he was just joking. This is not an appropriate joke. Okay, but it's obvious that this person did not feel it was a joke. It's obvious that the people they were talking to about this exchange also did not feel it was a joke. It was obviously making a pass at this child. That's what it was doing. Someone, again, it's not like Mrao did not know she was 17. It's not like this person wasn't aware of the age, right? Mrao wasn't aware or anything of her age. He was aware. He admits being aware. This is insane. Let's finish the clip.
Again, if you just actually went through proof properly, proof which is public, you would see that.
Doesn't the proof show that you continue DMing him after this?
And I continued DMing him multiple of these DMs following up to being fuck off, can you leave me alone?
Yeah, but how is like in the immediate aftermath, how is that becoming distant when you're still like being cordial with him in DMs?
I said I was slowly drifting away, no? I never said I dropped it just like that because I didn't know how to do that. I just still considered Mrao my friend, and I was like, oh shit, what the fuck? Like, I didn't, maybe it was like put the wrong way, maybe he's not that weird. But then reading over it now and like actually like with the...
You got to understand, right, that when you're going through things like this, there is kind of, especially with someone you've trusted before, there is a tendency to make excuses for them in their mind or to doubt yourself, right? Like to be like, well, am I actually reading this right? Like, no, this person would never do that to me, would they? This person wouldn't actually behave this way, would they, towards me? No, they wouldn't do that. Like, you make excuses. And I know this because I've done it for people, right? I've done it for people who have treated me like shit. To be clear, I was never a minor being solicited for nudes. I want to make that clear. But like, I've been in situations where someone I trusted, someone I considered a friend, started making comments and started doing things towards me, and I would make excuses for them, right? I would make excuses like, well, they didn't mean it like that, right? Because I valued the friendship, and I didn't want to think ill of people, right? But again, hindsight being 20/20, when after enough time passes and I go back and look at it, I'm like, oh no, damn, that was a huge red flag. Damn, okay, yeah, why did I ever make excuses for this person? So this idea that this child, and again, they are a child. We do not expect a child to behave like an adult in a situation, right? We expect the adult to behave like the adult in this situation. This child kept DMing the person who, the adult who was soliciting them for nudes. Not wise, not the best choice, right? But again, why are we expecting a child to behave like an adult in this situation? Why are we demanding that their behavior be better than the adult who is trying to get nudes from them?
Why is everyone telling me I'm getting told to die in your Discord server, and I'm getting called an e-whore? Are you gonna let your fan base call me an e-whore? I'm a minor, guys. That's not nice.
Yes, I'm gonna let them.
You think calling a 17-year-old whore is a good idea? Are you Epstein?
Yeah.
That's insane. That's insane, gang. And I wanted to start with that because fuck these people. They're literally the worst. They are literally the worst kind of people. Was that you on the call, Quantum Fantasy? Were you the one in the call? Or are you just joking? It's I don't know. Like, I don't get it. Look, if someone... I'm trying to think how to phrase this. It's different if they were like, oh, fuck, I fucked up. Oh, shit. It's still bad. I want to make that clear. It's still horrific. But okay, right? Okay. It's not okay, but you get it? But why? Why double down on it? Why be like, yeah, I solicited that minor for nudes. What are you going to do about it? They kept texting me after. They must have loved it. They must have wanted more. Why? Why? Why would you do that? Why do you think that's okay to do? Why does your audience reward you for that behavior? Why did the people around you in your community prop you up and defend you? Why? Why? I don't get it. Like, every single accusation they've made against Destiny pales in comparison to this fucking shit, right? Because, again, I want to make it clear, Mrao knew how old she was. It wasn't like I was texting someone, I thought they were of age, I found out later that they were not. That's a different situation, and we can have some grace for people in that situation. But we cannot have grace for people knowingly texting a minor. So first of all, you probably just, for your own safety as an adult, don't do that. Just don't. For any reason. Even just a friendly one. Okay? Just don't put yourself in that situation. It's not something you should do. And then, after having a relationship with this person, a friendly relationship, someone that you've obviously built some level of trust with them, be like, well, show me your tits. Even as a joke. Come on, gang, come on! Why are we pretending? Why are we playing these games? Why are we doing this? I don't get it. I legitimately can't wrap my head around it. I'm trying to understand, but I just don't. This is a failure of a theory of mind for me, I guess, that I just cannot put myself in the headspace of someone who would do that. Yeah, 2-bit dork. I said we're doing a warm-up segment. That's the warm-up segment, okay? I saw it while I was getting ready for the show today, and I had to talk about it because it would have been on my mind otherwise. So that's the warm-up segment, okay? It's out of our system. We got it done. And now we're taking callers, and we're doing politics. And let's talk a little bit about politics, okay? Let's talk a little bit about what happened in New York City. What was it? Tuesday? Tuesday night, I believe. 2 days ago? And 3 days now. So, give the devil his due. The Democrat Socialists of America won 3 seats, okay? They unseated 2 Democrat Party incumbents, and I think this is probably, electorally, their best night ever, at least in modern memory, in my memory at least. So love him or hate him, and to be clear, I hate them. I think they're parasites, and we're going to get into that. They did win the primaries. They did. And in the districts that they are in, winning the primary means you win. Okay, I want to make that clear. Like, you are going to beat any Republican contender. In fact, in many cases, you won't have a Republican contender because these districts, these seats that the DSA is winning in, are cobalt blue. They're sapphire blue, the deepest blue that you could ever be in. That's what they are. Okay. I saw a good analogy, and I want to repeat this analogy. And to be clear, it's not my analogy, so I want to give credit where it's due. Okay? Credit where it's due. But this is a great analogy for these people. And we're going to start here. Since we are using football analogies, it's like joining a football team because it's the only way to get on the field. You put on the jersey, but you spend every day telling everyone the team is terrible, the coach is awful, and the organization deserves to lose. Then, when it's your turn to carry the ball, you expect those same teammates to block for you. If you're on the team, then be on the team. Push us to be better, challenge us, make us stronger. Every good team needs that. But don't just use the team so you can get on the field. At some point, you've got to be willing to block for somebody else, help recruit new talent, and make the whole team better. Because if the team loses, everybody loses. And I want to make it very, very clear. These people, right, this Chevalier lady especially, are not on my team. They are absolutely, under no circumstances, on my side. They are as bad as MAGA. And I don't say that lightly. Look, I don't like I don't like a lot of the super left policies, but even like progressives that are much more left than I am, I don't think they're as bad as MAGA at all. And I want to make that very clear. I think that AOC, even though I like her a lot more now, she's still far to the left of me. Bernie Sanders, far to the left of me. All these people far to the left of me, but they're still better than MAGA. This Chevalier person, I don't think she is better than MAGA. Daria Liza Avila Chevalier is MAGA. It's blue MAGA, right? Let's be clear of who this person is. This person, and they founded an organization, okay? Let's start here. They founded an organization called Columbia University Apartheid Divest, okay? This organization that they founded made an Instagram post, which has since been deleted, right? Only after it get a whole heck of a lot of attention, right? But this is what I'm quoting it directly here. We are Westerners fighting for the total eradication of Western civilization. And they also tweeted, and this is a tweet, not an Instagram post, Marg Bar Amrika, which in Persian is death to America. This is her organization. This is something that she founded. This is something that she built. Death to America and fighting for the total eradication of Western civilization. These people, okay, are not on the team. They are joining with the express, stated, explicit intent of destroying America. They say it loud and clear. And these aren't the only controversial statements Chevalier has made. Okay? Here is one of her tweets. Black men shaking hands with Arab men and fetishizing ugly colonizer women. Okay? Pretty anti-interracial dating, anti-interracial marriage, anti-interracial relationships. Thinking black men and Arab men, probably shouldn't like ugly colonizer women. I can only assume she means white here. Okay. The implication is clear. The implication's crystal fucking clear. And it's funny. Because a lot of times I'll post things like this, and I'll post like, she's anti-interracial marriage. She's anti-interracial dating. And they'll ask me proof, source, and I'll show them her words, her tweets, right? And they'll be like, oh, she was just, either A, she was just joking, right? That's a big one they love to use. Or B, you're reading too much into it, Wick. That's, it doesn't actually mean that. She's talking about the ugly ones. Or she said colonizer, not white. Come on, gang. We know what a dog whistle is. We know what she means, especially in the context of her other statements, her other stances, her organizations that she's built, other statements and other stances. We know what this is. The Democratic Party should not seat Chevalier. Because remember, she's going to the federal level. This isn't a state election that she won. She's going federal. The Democratic Party should not give her any committees. They should refuse to seat her. They should gatekeep the fuck out of her. These are things that we can do as a party, and we absolutely should. She's not on the team. And people will be like, oh, so you want MAGA to win that seat? I will sacrifice a seat if it means saving 100 others. If I have to lose a race so that I can win 100 other races, I will absolutely do that. I won't even blink. It won't take me a second of hesitation. I won't feel any remorse, and I'll sleep like a fucking baby afterwards. This is a cancer. This ideology is a cancer. It's a cancer, and if we let it metastasize in our ranks, then we are going to become the caricature that Trump makes us out to be. We cannot be that. We will be as bad. And people will be like, well, Wick, you just don't like change. You're just against change. Motherfucker, when change means ending interracial marriage, yes, I'm against change. When change means destroying America, yes, I'm against change. When change means making everyone's lives fucking worse, yes, I'm against change. When change means total police abolition, not just defunding, but no policing ever again. These are quotes. These are quotes. I'll read the fucking quote. Hold on. Fuck you. We're going to defund and abolish. You don't get to water down our movements. Again, we're going to abolish abolish police means ending policing only as we know it. It means, and she says, no, it means ending police full stop, period. No more police at all, ever. She replied, adding several clap emojis. Okay? These are her positions. These are her goals. This is what she wants. If you're getting assaulted, she doesn't want you to be able to call the police, right? So when we talk about, oh, Wick, are you against change? Yes, I'm against this change. Yes, 100%. If this is the change you're asking for, shove it. Go away. Crazy. It's literal craziness. So again, like for most of the left, 90% of the left, I would say, hell, I'll even go as far as 98% of the left. And the far left, I'm talking about the far left here. 98% of the far left are not as bad as MAGA. But this lady is. She thinks, again, COVID-19 began in France. She's literally Marjorie Taylor Greene levels of crazy, okay? Marjorie Taylor Greene was a blight on the Republican Party, okay? We don't want that cancer in ours. In 2022, she claimed that America's support for Ukraine against Russia's invasion was America bullying Russians. She's pro-Putin, gang. She's pro-Russia. We cannot have this. And again, it's not just her, it's the people who support her. After she won, guess whose stream she went on, gang? I'm going to give you one guess. I'm going to give you one guess. Who do you think? Who do you think she went on? Who was it? If you said Hassan Piker. Ding, 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 you're correct. And Hassan Piker was defending her against her critics. Let's watch the clip, gang. Let's watch the clip. Let's get it up. This is let me adjust so you can see better. You know what? That's close enough. Okay.
To do so much more to atone for their backstabbing base. Now it's time to get back to teaming up with the DSA. Oh God, I don't care about the fucking Progressive Victory or that other
And remember, Progressive Victory. Oh, look, Progressive Victory, to their credit where it's due, called out Chevalier for her stance on Russia, right? Called out for her stance on basically appeasement towards the imperial ambitions of Putin. Okay? Called her out, revoked their endorsement, refused to endorse. Okay? They also have been sucking up to Hassan crazy style, right? They've been, again, Hassan, who doxed a bunch of us when we worked for PV, right? Who spread our docs on stream, our names, our addresses, not just for me, but for Dylan and for Hutch and for all these people, right? Just read them all, showed them on stream with Bad Empanada co-hosting, right? Just went through them, okay? Progressive Victory still sucked up to Hassan, was still trying to get his attention, trying to get his grace, trying to get into his good graces, okay? But if you deviate one little bit, one little inch, and say, you know what? We don't think it's okay to support Russia. We don't think it's okay to even do soft support of Russia. We don't want to endorse someone who's a Putin apologist. Here's Hassan, and again, I'm quoting.
They are desperate. They will have to do so much more to atone for their backstabbing base. Now it's time to get back to teaming up with the DSA. Oh, God, I don't care about the fucking Progressive Victory or that other, like, sex pestiny cultist fake door-knocking operation that doesn't knock on any doors and only talks about sex pestiny every day. Okay? Progressive Victory is another one. Yes, they in the last moment try to, like, rat fuck Claire Valdez and Daria Liza and claim that they were both, like, insufficient in their support for Ukraine or some shit. I don't know what the fuck those guys are on. I don't care. I thought they were fine, but that shit was unacceptable. You know where my allegiances lie, okay?
We do know where your allegiances lie, Mr. Hassan Piker. Diddy Piker Dog Striker here, okay? We do know where your allegiances lie. That's true. That's correct. We are aware. Don't worry. We're going to play the rest of the clip in a minute, but I just want to showcase. You can suck up to these guys 24/7. You can ditch everyone who works with you, destroy your credibility, destroy your reputation for them, get on your hands and knees and beg, right, to be on the team, to just let you kiss the ring, right? And as soon as you deviate one iota, they're going to compare you to just being an Epstein orbiter, a Destiny orbiter. Right? That's all you are, right? If you ever disagree, right? Again, Progressive Victory has gone after Destiny in many cases, on Twitter especially, right? Doesn't matter. You disagreed, boom, you're just a DGGer. That's all you are. That's all you'll ever be. And his fans will just lap it up. They will lap it up. They will eagerly guzzle that cum. Okay. Eagerly.
I'm with the DSA. I'm with DSA, the DSA, whatever you want to fucking call it. And you know, that's it. All these other, like, outside groups, they can turn around and make weird decisions and try to fucking,
That's not a weird decision, by the way. To want to be anti-Putin is the most normal decision that you could possibly make. Hell, even Progressive Victory can go past that bar, okay? It's a bar that's so easy to clear that even Progressive fucking Victory can do it, okay? That's a low bar.
Try to be a thorn on the side of these bold candidates. They just have standards in org for Ukraine. Please move on. Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. Trying to fucking make a mountain out of a molehill in the last moment on close races. Well, Claire's wasn't close, but Daria Liza's was. That's unacceptable. Okay, especially because you thought that their take on Ukraine was too ambiguous. What are you, fucking insane? That's why.
What's insane about being angry about her position on Ukraine? Her position on Ukraine wasn't ambiguous. She was anti-NATO. She's anti-America. Again, what's ambiguous about death to America? Precisely. What's the ambiguity there? What aren't you clear about? What is open to interpretation in your mind when you say that you want to destroy Western civilization? So does Russia. And then when you say on the eve of the 2022 invasion that, this is just America bullying Russians, again, that just fits in with what we know about you and your other statements. You are pro-Putin. You are anti-Western civilization. You want to destroy America. We get it. It's loud. It's fucking clear. You couldn't even... I struggle to think how you can be more clear on this subject. And to act as if that was ambiguous, Hassan may actually be the stupidest person on the internet. Not just dishonest, but stupid at a level that I think Kung Fu Joe could beat him in a debate. I think Kung Fu Joe could beat this motherfucker in a debate, straight up. He would win. Kung Fu Joe would just run rings around Hassan. And if you're in my community, you know who Kung Fu Joe is, you know that's kind of a deep cut. Okay. This motherfucker is probably the most stupid person I have ever seen with a platform. Ever. That's insane.
So you thought someone's opinion on Ukraine was too ambiguous, and therefore you were willing to throw the race in the direction of someone whose take on Israel is unambiguous?
Remember, her opponent, what was her opponent's name? Look, I can't pronounce these things. But Estalia, was that his name? He was not pro-Israel. He was very pro-Palestine. He was very anti-Israel. Fun fact, most, like, the actual pro-Israel people in New York City who were running, they all won. Richie Torres, there's a few of them, right? Richie Torres is the name I know off the top of my head. He's very pro-Israel, right? He's unambiguously pro-Israel. He's like, yeah, I don't think they're doing a genocide. I think we should be allies with Israel. I'm very pro-Israel. He won his case. He won his election in a landslide. DSA isn't beating pro-Israel people. DSA is beating other pro-Palestine people. That's who they're beating. That's who they're winning against. So this framing of Estalian, I don't know how to say his name, as pro-Israel is just incorrect. Look at his policy positions. Look at his statements. You can go and check. They are not pro-Israel by any stretch of the imagination, right? He's pro-Israel in the same way they call AOC pro-Israel, that he doesn't want to see Israel fucking wiped off the face of the earth, okay? But that doesn't make you pro-Israel. That makes you pro-fucking human, okay? I don't get it.
Where are your fucking standards? That's bullshit. It's record behavior, okay? Be more disciplined. Anyway. Getting back to it. If they lend their support to Mailot's campaign, great. They wanted me to promote Taiwan. When I interviewed with them, their main concern was my website said cooperation with China.
Yeah, he's also pro-China, gang. Pro-Xi Jinping. Pro-CCP. Anti-Taiwan. Okay? Set the Ukraine stuff aside for a moment. That's also disqualifying to me. It's less so disqualifying, but it's still disqualifying. If you are pro-CCP, pro-Xi Jinping, pro-Uyghur genocide, bro, like, what are we doing here? What are we actually doing? Like, even from just a pragmatic standpoint, the CCP is an enemy to our interests as Americans. And I'm talking right Americans, left Americans, liberal Americans, socialist Americans even. They would put us all in camps. They would re-educate us all, quote unquote. It's crazy.
Yes. If your organization is demanding accountability that is in line with American empire, then you have to really reconsider what you fucking care about. Okay. It's ridiculous.
Aligned with American empire. Progressive victory? Oh man. Hassan, fuck you for making me defend progressive victory. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Fuck you for making me defend those people. I don't like progressive victory. They're kind of scumfucks, right? But they have a moral clarity on this that you do not. It's not anti-America to be anti-Putin and anti-Xi Jinping. It's anti-imperialist to be anti-Putin and anti-Xi Jinping. To support Taiwan is to oppose imperialism. To oppose Taiwan is to support imperialism. That's just true. So whenever he tries to lecture you, because Hassan might, if you're a 50 follower Twitter account and you mention Hassan, he might be in your replies fighting you, because that's pretty much all he can do. He'll never, ever, right? If you win against him, he'll block you. And I know this. He blocked me, right? If he comes at you thinking, oh, this guy only has a few thousand followers, I could take him, and then he gets BTFO'd, he will block you, right? Or if he gets ratioed, he'll block you. Or if you just point out the truth, he'll block you. He's pretty block happy. But that's beside the point, right? Like, if you are a 50 follower account and he's in your mentions trying to scold you for supporting America and being imperialist, you can just point out his support of Xi Jinping and the CCP. You could just point out his soft support of Russia and Putin and say, you ain't anti-imperialist, you bitch, and then laugh at him. And then laugh at him. That's all you have to do. Laugh at him, because that's all that kind of rhetoric deserves. Your disdain and your laughter. But yes, he absolutely is championing the person who, again, whose organization tweeted out, "We are Westerners fighting for the total eradication of Western civilization." Okay? Insane. But the problem is, gang, as insane as all this is, and here's the real black pill for me, okay? She still won. She still won her race. And yes, it was very low turnout. And yes, it was a cobalt blue area. And yes, they had to bring in the big guns, like huge amounts of out-of-state and foreign, to be clear, Qatar, money to support her. And we're barely able to win that race. Barely. But they still won. And close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. A close win is the exact same as a big win when it comes to whether you get seated or not. So we have to recognize that. Wow. Here, liberals, and this is to you, liberals in my chat, center left, moderates who are watching, who are going through right now. We got to stop being lazy. We got to stop being lazy. Yeah, I include myself in this. We need to stop being complacent. They worked hard for this win. They were out there phone banking, knocking doors constantly, right? They were putting in the effort, okay? They were spending the money. They were doing the work. And we didn't. And so we lost. And so now we have this millstone around our neck, this wrecker, this anti-American, I'll just keep it at that, whose stated goal is to destroy Western civilization, who doesn't believe that murderers should go to prison or be deported, who thinks Joe Biden is a rapist and a war criminal, who is anti-interracial marriage, is now going to be a federal representative of our party because we were fucking lazy. And gang, at the end of the day, that's on us. We got to hold that L. It's an L. It's a big one. That's the thing. You might sleep comfortably in your liberal hegemony, I guess, right? But our enemies are working tirelessly. They're working tirelessly to undermine us, to parasite us, to use us, to wear our skins and walk around and demand that we support them. Say, oh, we're just like you. No, you're not. You're not at all. But unless we do the work, and it's going to be hard work, and you're going to get a lot of shit for it, and it's not going to be easy, because these people don't have jobs, gang. These people don't have lives outside of this. This is their hobby. This is what they do. And there's hundreds of them, right? Thousands of them. Very, very small when it comes to the bigger picture, but they're all online. So if you go in and you start to do what you need to do, which is call these bitches out to force them out, you're going to get so much hate. It's going to be exhausting. It's going to be exhausting. It is. They're constantly going to call you, oh, you just want Trump to win. Oh, you're just getting against change. Oh, you just don't want free healthcare. Oh, and they'll just straw man every single position you have, right? They'll just make shit up about you. Literally just make shit up about you, right? Make shit up about the candidates that you support. Make shit up about their own candidates. Demand that you give peer-reviewed studies showing that they're wrong, while at the same time just relying on hearsay. And I heard someone tweeted once to say that they're correct. It's going to be exhausting, but it's necessary to still fight this fight, gang. It's necessary to still get in the trenches, to fight on this turf, and to win the messaging war. Yesterday, it wasn't yesterday. Wednesday, Ukrainian Anna, Kraut, Bishop, Last Bastion, they all said, and I agree with them, we are in an information war. Not just with MAGA, but with these people as well. It is a war, and you have to fight as if it were a war. That means no sleep, no rest, right? Again, it doesn't mean that you have to exhaust yourself, because hopefully, my goal here is to get enough of us riled up so that we don't feel so alone and isolated, so that we support each other, so that we have each other's backs when these people make up lies about us, when these people are constantly coming at us, that we have support so we don't have to do it all on our own, so that you don't have to shoulder such what feels like a heavy burden. And so many hands make lighter work. And that's what I'm trying to do. That's my goal, at least, is to get enough people clued in about what's going on with the DSA that, again, there's enough of us pushing back that we can, A, not get entirely exhausted dealing with these people, that, B, our morale improves, and we're able to get better messaging to combat these cancerous ideologies that are trying to skinwalk us, and C, that we will start and continue to, or not start, but we will continue this liberal hegemony that has made life better for Americans for the last 100 years plus, right? Since World War II. Everything's gone up, right? Doesn't mean it's perfect. I want to make that clear. Doesn't mean we don't want anything to be changed. That's not true. There are changes we need to make. But it's okay to be against stupid change. It's okay. It's okay to be against change when change means death to America. It's okay. Hopefully this was a wake-up call. I don't know. I want to read before I start taking callers, and I will in a second. I know this is a call-in show. I said it was a call-in show, and I haven't taken any callers. Wick, you're a liar. I guess so, a little bit. I'll take callers in a second. Okay, I just want to get through this. I want to go through the New York editorial board. Had an interview with her where I think it was worth looking at. Let's say that. Okay, let's start here. I think it's a good place to start. Here, let me bring up the thing so you guys can read along. You guys read that? Do you need it bigger? Do you need to scroll in a little bit more? I'm like, oop. Scroll in a little bit more. Pro streamer right here, gang. Okay. Oh, I lost my place. Oh, here we go. Nicole Jelinas, one of her interviewers. Let's start there. I think it's useful. Let's go through this. It says, just speaking of human rights and human dignity, you've been a prison abolitionist, a decarceralist. What should happen to somebody who has killed somebody else? I mean, I went to a sentencing last week. A man killed another man. Didn't know the person, just sitting on a stoop. Got an 18-year prison sentence. Should that person not go to prison? And what should happen instead? Fair question, right? What should happen to murderers? Let's see what she has to say. So, for prison abolitionists, I think a lot of folks misunderstand what the vision of the world actually is, and it is one that actually centers this question of harm. At the heart of what we're asking is, what? Why is it that there is so much harm in our society? And how do we, A, prevent it, and B, deal with it when it happens? And as someone who has worked with folks who have been incarcerated, who have felt ostracized, for lack of a better term, by so many facets of our society for being poor, for being black, for being Latino, I work at a public defender's office where most of our clients are incredibly poor black and brown New Yorkers. And for so many, the crimes that they're being indicted of are crimes of poverty or the effects of poverty. And when I think about this question of harm, I think, how do we create a society where people feel so safe that they don't need to pick up the cell phone and call the police? And when harm does happen, how do we actually create repair? Because what we have now is a system in which whenever harm happens, there's more harm being perpetrated, not only on the folks who engage in the harm, but also on the victims of the harm. I'm someone who has actually been the victim of crimes, of violence, and gone to the police as a young person thinking, doing the thing that society told me to do, and all that did was traumatize me more. Note, the question was not answered. I just want that cleared. The interviewer, one of the interviewers, I guess there were a few, Josh Greenman, notices that this question wasn't answered. And like a good interviewer, presses, saying, but what do you do to the murderer, though? Or what do you do? And then he gets cut off. She says, and so I'm trying to answer the question, which is that what we do is that we then put people behind bars in incredibly traumatizing conditions in a context where they cannot actually reflect on the harm that they caused or feel any remorse on that because they're just trying to survive inside, and they're being re-traumatized day after day after day while inside. And when they're released, they're bringing that trauma back to our community, and that is having a reverberating effect on everyone in our society. And so as an abolitionist, when you think about this question of harm, we have to think not only about interrupting that cycle of harm, but also preventing it from the onset. And part of that has to do with thinking about what are the systems that are actually reduce that harm from happening in the first place. And I've spoken to clients at public defenders' offices where you hear the larger story of what happened, and it was folks who were under so much stress from the conditions that they were facing that they lashed out in a way that was out of character, in ways that they deeply regret. They don't have a way to actually repair now because they don't have a pathway towards that. You see folks who just need access to medical care. I had, at one of the jobs I had many years ago, a client who would actually intentionally get arrested because being on Rikers was the only way that he could access to his bipolar medication. And this is a reflection of a larger failure of our system to actually protect our people from harm, to think about harm in a more expansive way and actually address it meaningfully and effectively. Man, you know what? From the way that they address questions meaningfully and effectively, if they think this is a meaningful and effective way of addressing the question, yeah, fuck those prison abolitionists, because that won't fly. Josh Greenman understands the incitement and pushes again. But did we answer what happened to the murderer? Do you not incarcerate the murderer? This is number 3, being asked the same question. Again, I'm talking about this question between the distance between the world we want to see and the world that we're at. And tomorrow, when that instance happens, that incarceration is what's going to happen, right? I don't think anyone in society questions that what's going to happen. And then Ben Smith says, but can you get a little less abstract? like she was watching a jury vote on this guy's guilty. Should he be sentenced or not? Fourth time, trying to get her to answer the simple goddamn question. Well, this is what I'm saying, is that when that happens, and as someone who has sat in so many courtrooms, to me, all of that is tragic. The fact that the murder happened is tragic. The fact that there was a circumstance in which that could even come to pass is tragic. And all of that is a reflection of systems that allowed the circumstances to be possible. So, I've always focused my attention on how do we create systems where that's not even the possibility. Maddening. That is maddening. Never answering the question because the answer is they don't want them in prison. They would rather free the murderer. That's the answer. If she won't answer it, I will. Because she said it. She doesn't want policing to exist. Again, she was very clear, and I'm going to read the quote once again. This wasn't something that she hid. Again, I'm going to read the whole segment. During the nationwide protests in 2020 following the killing of George Floyd, Avila Chevalier, the person we're talking about, responded to a user asking what a better slogan would be than defund the police by posting, "Fuck you," and I'm quoting here, "Fuck you, we're going to defund and abolish. You don't get to water down our movements." And then 2 days later, Avila Chevalier rejected an argument that abolishing police meant ending policing only as we know it. Again, this is a quote from her. "No, it means ending policing full stop. Period. No more police at all, ever," she replied, adding several clap emojis. So again, if she's not going to answer the question, I'll answer it for you based on her past statements and past behaviors. We can infer patterns, okay? We can infer things based on incomplete information here, right? We can put those puzzle pieces together, even though we don't have all the puzzle pieces, we can kind of see what the picture is being painted. No, she doesn't want murderers in prison. She said that about deportations too. She said directly, murderers and rapists should not be deported. So I'm not playing dumb, okay? Anyone running defense for this is basically helping Trump to win. You are a Trump supporter at that point. You may not intend to be, but you are. You are MAGA's strongest soldiers. Trump's sending you a medal as we speak. You're going to be invited to the White House. He's going to creepily have you, on the pedestal, and he's going to start putting around your neck one of those fucking choker ribbon things, right? The Medal of Freedoms, or whatever the civilian highest honor is, or I don't know exactly what the civvies get, right? Yeah, that's you. That you don't have to defend any of this, by the way. You can think that the DNC is fucking up, and you could be a far leftist without defending a single goddamn one of these statements. You don't have to defend Death to America chants. You don't have to defend we're Westerners who want to eradicate Western civilization. You don't have to defend that. You don't have to defend it at all. You don't have to defend these weird memes being anti-interracial marriage. You don't have to do that. You have free will, my friend, okay? You have the ability to say no, to say that doesn't represent me. No, that's crazy town. We don't want that. No, you don't represent us. You aren't the one that gets to put forth our policy positions. But unfortunately, for the voters of that district in New York City, that district did support her. And they did vote for her. And that's going to hurt all of us. It's going to make it harder to beat MAGA. And it's going to make it more difficult in the future to win general elections. It's playing into caricatures that the right has of Democrats. And it wasn't just her. She's just the worst, right? She's just the worst. But part of the DSA tenets is anti-NATO. It's anti-American imperialism and pro-Russia. That is part of it, right? So all these DSA people, they buy into these to some degree or another. Most of them are just a little smarter about it. But not her. That's who Hassan tries to throw his weight behind. Crazy. Disqualifying. Again, that's who Mamdani endorsed. And look, I was hesitant on Mamdani, but I was like, you know what? We're going to give him a chance. We're going to see what he can do. He's very charismatic, right? He's a very good politician. We'll see if he can actually accomplish things for the good of the New York people, right? I was okay. I don't like his politics. I don't like all his policies. I think socialist is cringe, things like that. But let's give him a chance. Let's give him a shot. I gotta say, him endorsing this batshit crazy person is not, what's the word? Hold on. It's, give me a second. It's not, helping me feel good about that choice to give him a chance. It's not helping me, it's not helping his case. It's really, really bad. He's smuggling in these fucking extremist nut jobs into my party. He's an arsonist. He's an arsonist. He's trying to burn our tent down. One type of people you have to keep out of your tent. I'm all for big tent politics. But one of the types of people you have to keep out are the people who says, if you let me in, I want to burn this down. If you let me in your tent, I'm going to set fire to it. You don't let those people in your tent. You say, no. They're not saying, I want to expand it. I want to take our tent in a different direction. I want to change the color of the lining. I want to change where our poles are placed or whatever happens in tents, right? I want to stake out different positions, like stake out because tents, you put stakes. No, okay, anyway. Yeah, we're not talking about someone like that. We're talking about someone who's like, yeah, we're going to eradicate this tent. You guys are terrible and deserve to lose, and I'm going to set fire to this tent. You tell those people to go fuck themselves. That's what you do. You do not let them in the tent. And I can't believe I have to fight with people who are saying, well, maybe we should let them try. No! They've been clear. Believe them when they say that they want to destroy us. Believe them. Okay. Did I get some super chats? I think I did. Let's read some of those. $5 from True Striker to say, it's the right of these people to be represented by who they want. It's also the responsibility of the party to disavow the nutso views. Yes, they can vote for this person. We don't have to give them a committee. They can vote for them. We can't stop them, and we shouldn't, to be clear. They can vote for whoever they like, but we don't have to give them a committee. We don't have to caucus with them. We don't have to invite them into our circle. We don't have to allow them to don our jersey or be on our team. We can say, fuck off, right? We don't have to caucus with them. We don't have to work with them. We don't have to support them in any way, shape, or form. Hell, we may not even have to seat them. $5 from J-Ray to say, should congressional Democrats ignore the will of the Democratic voters in their district? Again, no. But all the caveats from before apply. We don't have to work with them. You can't make us. In fact, the will of my people, right? The will of me for my representatives, right? What I want my representatives, the people who I elect to office to do, is to not work with them. That's what I want. That's the will of me, the voter, okay? Are you going to ignore my will? Why should my will be subsumed when I've won, right? My representatives that I support in my areas get elected, right? Why should their voters be able to subsume the will of my voters, so to speak, right? You see what I'm saying? Sure. I am not going to stop you from voting whoever you like in. The craziest crazy people that you can possibly crazy. But when you elect someone who is anti-interracial marriage, anti-Ukraine, who is policing at all, who can't answer a straight question whether murderers should go to prison, who actively believes murderers and rapists should not be deported, who, again, is just an arsonist, who has said they want to burn down our party, whose organizations that they build tweet out death to America. Yeah, you ain't on the team. You ain't on the team. $2 from my listening library to say, what if fighting this puts a Republican as president in 2028? I think the opposite will happen. I think not fighting this and going along with this and not vehemently opposing this, and we're going to get to it as soon as I take some callers here. This has woken up at least a part of the Democratic caucus, thank God. And they've started an organization to kind of push back against this, the Promise to America. And we're going to read that. We're going to read their quote-unquote manifesto in a minute here. But, yeah, like, not opposing this gives Trump the win. It threatens our Senate majority. It threatens our House majority that we want. It threatens the presidency, right? Again, if I have to oppose one seat to save 100 seats, I will. And I won't feel bad at all. $5 from Extra Crispy. Fighting good fight, Wick. The losing fight, but the good one. I don't know if exactly we're losing. Okay, if you look, because I was worried. The Tuesday night, I was doomer pilled. I was black pilling like fucking crazy because yeah, they did win high profile races, and I was like, oh shit. And these people were batshit crazy enough that I was like, oh shit, right? It was a real problem. And I was doomer pilling for a while, but then I slept on it, and I ran the actual numbers, and I went to look like, well, is it just New York City or is it everywhere? And I ran the numbers. 97 in 2026, 97% of Democratic incumbents, the DNC elite, if you will, 97% won their primary or advanced to the next step of their primary, right? Because California does it weird. Of the incumbents who lost, there were 4. And one doesn't really count because it was an incumbent versus incumbent in Texas. It was Texas District 18. And Texas got redistricted, gerrymandered the fuck out of them. And so it was like 2 incumbents fighting, okay? And one of them had to lose. So I wasn't sure if I was going to count that or not, but I counted it. But yeah, out of the 110 races so far, on the Senate level, or the federal level, I should say. I'm not counting House races here. On the federal level, out of the 110 races that have gone on so far, in primary races I'm talking about, only 4 incumbents have lost. And 2 of them were from the New York City thing. When it's state elections, there's been about 940-ish state Democrat primary elections. Out of that, 920 incumbents have won their seats, and only 20 have lost to a primary challenger. So these people who are saying that we're losing the fight, don't doomer pill. We're not. One of the tactics of Hassan and co. is just to pretend that they're winning. They're getting BTFO'd everywhere. They had a good night. You got to give them that. You got to give them that. You got to give them the New York City and these cobalt blue districts. They did win against other progressives. They didn't beat pro-Israeli people. Richie Torres won his bid for re-election. They're not beating the pro-Israel lobby. They're cannibalizing other progressives. They're far lefties beating less far lefties. And only in a handful of districts. So that's your white pill for the day, gang. Okay. $5 from True Striker to say, Populists are going to populist left or right. They correctly identify an issue, too many incarcerated, but the solution is the most regarded thing ever. True. And it's not so much the issue, at least to me, isn't that there's too many incarcerated. It's why they're being incarcerated in the conditions under which they are incarcerated. Look, prison conditions are horrific in a lot of ways. It's not good. We need to reform that. We need to step it up. Get rid of private prison systems. Those are crazy, right? There's a lot of different reforms you can do to the prison system that would make it much better. And I'm not trying to sit here and say prisons are good, actually. The concept of prisons are good, actually. But as they are currently implemented in the United States, there's some horrific practices going on, and we need to change those. But the solution to that isn't to just get rid of prisons. That's insane. $5 from Aaron Gray to say, oh, would you look at that? The best reason to hate Soy Pill. An apology for freaks who rip the tent. Soy Pill isn't an arsonist. I want to be clear. Soy Pill is not someone saying, I'm going to burn down the tent. He's not Chevalier. As far as I know, he's okay with interracial marriage. I guess I never thought to ask him directly, but I'm assuming. Maybe I'm wrong. I also don't think he's ever chanted death to America or ever tweeted it out. So, yeah, I don't know. $50 from that Rishi guy. Ooh, $50. Thank you. I just feel a distinction needs to be made between elected officials and media figures. I agree with your sentiment when it comes to people like Hassan, Taylor Lorenz, etc. But you may be shooting yourself in the foot by denying yourself those seats. Again, I don't think I am. I think that I am saving a lot of seats down ballot, or not down ballot, I should say, a lot of seats in other districts and a lot of seats in other states that aren't cobalt blue who are looking at these races. One of the unfortunate things about our modern system is everything's nationalized in a way that it wasn't before. And while local still matters, unfortunately, these local races have national repercussions and get propagandized nationally. And to be clear, that's what the DSA and the media figure types are currently doing, is they are absolutely trying to nationalize these races and put them up as pedestals, say, the liberals are all losing and we're all winning. Look, I'll do one more tweet for you guys that we should watch, or not watch, but look at and read, because crazy. Here it is. This is from Casey Tron, okay? To say, fuck, and this is Fox and Friends. It says 13 moderate Democrats are banding together against democratic socialists, citing the promise to America to back stronger borders, capitalism, and patriotism, blah, 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 right? So that's the group I was talking about, which I support, by the way. This is her response. It says, fuck capitalism. We don't want it. Go Republican or start your own pottery of moderates. The people want socialism. The fear-mongering doesn't work anymore. We're all living our capitalist nightmare now and want it to be over. They're trying to nationalize this shit, saying that these elections are indicative that people want socialism. And my God, that is so not true. Again, when we do polling, a lot of people understand socialism to be when the government does things, okay? So you can be forgiven for 20-year-olds thinking it's socialism when you have fucking federalized prison systems, right? Or federalized healthcare, things like that. It's not socialism, right? But this is what the Republicans have been pushing, okay? Socialism isn't that. And if you are honest about what socialism is and what communism is, and you explain that to people, the support for it for all parties goes to almost nothing. And to be clear, America has fought wars against these people before. If you want to look at what Casey Tron's ways of thinking lead to, look no further than North Korea and ask yourself, which would you rather live in, America or North Korea? There you go. Easy peasy. Okay. Sorry, callers. Let's get in these colors. I'll bring in a couple of you. Oh, where'd he go? I brought him in and he dipped. I'm gonna bring on a few of you at a time because I've made you guys wait backstage. I'm sorry. I apologize. I just got into it. Okay. Uh, what are your thoughts so far?
All right. Hello, Wick.
Hi.
Thanks for having me on.
What do you got?
I want to point out the demographics for Dario Liza's win, and I'm saying that with quotation fingers. And by the way, I'm in the car right now, so if I sound a little distorted, I apologize.
That's fine.
But when you look at I was reading like a New York Times statistics block, and a lot of the people who voted her in this primary, A, first and foremost, low turnout. B, a lot of people of color did not vote for her. What got her that win in the primary was young, college-educated people, which, if you're from New York City or near New York City, you're aware that that particular district is undergoing gentrification. So, I was joking backstage with the other callers here. It's like the colonizers decided what was best for the community.
I mean, I don't disagree. Look, if any socialist party or movement in America, their representatives that they elect are going to be very diverse. But their voting base, if you want to look at their voting base, you better have some sunglasses on because it's going to be the most fucking white thing that you've ever seen. Their shininess of their skin glare upon you is going to blind you. It's crazy. But you're correct. They're the bourgeois. Okay, they're very bougie. The supporters. It's not working class people supporting these people. It's the downwardly mobile, upper middle class, fail sons basically. But yeah, I don't disagree with you. What's the rest of you? What do you guys got?
Are we allowed to ask any question or?
Any non-toss related, like as long as you don't add slurs in, I guess yes, you can ask anything.
It's not a toss. My question is very different. I just wanted to know, once the snarkers are like unmasked, what do you think that what should be done with these people and their communities, and like what should the punishment be essentially?
So first of all, punishment's a weird word. I don't know if I'm here to punish anyone. I don't get to decide that. I'm not like some fucking executioner here. I think that unmasking them defangs them in a large way. What should happen to them? I don't know, man. What do you give me some options?
I feel like it's kind of like dealing with the Republicans or like with Hassan. If there's not some sort of consequence for the actions of like the spreading of like disinformation or the anti quote small L liberalism that they're bringing to the country, like with the snarkers, it's if there's not appropriate punishment once they are unmasked, then I just feel like what's to stop them from just doing it again under different accounts?
I don't trust. This is one of the reasons I oppose snarkers, to be clear, right? Is because they think that they know the punishment for bad behavior. And one of the things that they'll do is they'll justify their actions and saying, our targets deserve it, right? And they'll say things like that. Our targets deserve what happens to them. And we will decide how they are punished. And that's one of the reasons one of a few reasons that I oppose snarking. I don't think it is up to us really to decide on their punishment. What I would do if I were in your shoes and I found out someone that I was watching was a snarker is I wouldn't watch them anymore. I wouldn't support them anymore. I wouldn't give them any money. I wouldn't give them any of my time or attention aside to just drag them, right? So what should happen to them? They should be exposed and they should be made fun of and they should be ignored. Those three things. And depending on the level, like look, the people who are actively going after people's kids, then we can talk fucking other steps like FBI. If they're like taking it like
Fully
spreading the
agree
address
there.
of a preschool, for example, all throughout the internet, then yeah, okay. But when we're talking just the run of the mill, crazy, clinically insane, snarking stuff, my advocacy is a lot different.
I just feel like,
does that satisfy?
yeah, I just feel like with the way that they've kind of wormed their way into, unfortunately, to bring him up, counterpoints his brain, and it just shows that if someone like that can be mentally or I don't know, emotionally compromised, then I just, and they could just destroy someone and then toss them aside like that, their careers, everything. I feel like there should be some sort of appropriate repercussions for that, as well as like the doxing, the swatting,
Oh
and
yeah, if
the
you're
like
swatting,
general
you should. If
harassment.
you're swatting someone, I think you should go to jail.
Well, it's also just the general harassment and the
yeah, I don't
the
think people should go to jail
constant.
for harassing. But
Well, no, I
like
didn't mean
I
jail.
what I'm
I
trying
just
to do,
mean like
just what I'm saying, just so I can be clear, is I want to draw a very bright lines between certain types of behaviors and certain other types of behaviors. If you're out there doxing and swatting people, I don't think you deserve. I think you deserve punishment. But if you're simply a snarker who is, again, this is clinically explained, going through and participating in a harassment campaign, spreading people's docs, all these things, then I don't know if you should like get the same punishment. You like what should happen to you is we should all excise you from the community.
Actually, hi, sorry. Let me. What Klein Moretti was saying, I just want to touch upon that because one of the snarker tactics, just to be clear here, is they pepper the internet with enough disinformation, but with a unifying theme. We know that they have marching orders, put this narrative out there. And, large learning machines glean that information and it poisons AI to the point where the AI starts to push that out. Like in Ethan Klein's case, they chipped away at him enough. It was the battle of attrition to where they actually are hurting his brand, his sales. The Teddy Fresh launch was abysmal because of snark related activities. So what do you do when they affect your business like that? When they can collectively change how Google will promote your product?
Man, I don't know. I don't have a good answer for you. I don't.
I feel like a lot of this comes down to the kind of gray area that like social media and tech and stuff like that and the laws around it, at least here in particularly in the United States. Like what you're allowed to do and get away with versus not is very like morally, or not morally, but just very ambiguous compared to every other part of society.
Yeah,
I mean, do you disagree?
that's
I mean, do you
true. That's
disagree?
true. What do you want me to say? It's bad. It's true. It's like yes, that is happening. But like one of the reasons it's hard to deal with is because there are different levels here, and it's easy to play within the gray. It's easy to play between the lines, to play between the strict rules, and to kind of use the vagaries of the system in order to cover some horrific behavior. But when we catch people engaging in harassment campaigns, right? Engaging in where they're spreading people's docs or justifying doxing or all these things, again, depending on the level of participation, then we can start like looking at like, okay, what should be done. But as a general rule, if it happens online, keep it online. And what I mean by that is you don't fucking call CPS. You don't fucking call the cops. You don't fucking call SWAT. You don't SWAT people. You don't dox people. You don't do any of that shit. You don't call people's families. You don't do that. And right now,
illegal, by the way,
and
so if you get
unfortunately, let me finish. Unfortunately, that does mean that we're playing with our hands tied behind our back in one way. But I think that it's necessary to stand on the moral high ground here. Because look, if you criticize Destiny, they'll make mean Reddit posts about you. And it will be kind of annoying. They might DM you on Twitter. They might send you a Discord DM that's very mean. Okay. If you are pro Destiny, then they probably have your address already or your workplace address. They probably have all that information and are looking to use it. You would be surprised at how many people have been doxxed in this space that you've never heard of simply because they were pro-Destiny, right? It's in the double digits at this point.
I'm not necessarily pro or anti-Destiny. I'm more so on the, I just don't like snarking and as a tactic.
Sure, yeah.
I'm pro Destiny. Get fucked, snarkers. Anyways, so can I bring it back to the original topic?
Please do.
Right. So we're talking about these crazy DSA people, which really I've only seen. I didn't look into this until they won, but and the only thing I've seen is what's on Reddit. But I've only seen crazy shit from that one that you were talking about, and yeah, she's absolutely batshit crazy. I do. I understand your logic that like her winning would be like bad for the party, therefore it could lose seats, other seats, and that may or may not be true. I'm not really sure where I am on that. I do think it's a little bit like those people, those same people, they were told like vote blue no matter who, right? That was the line when Bernie Sanders lost and Hillary Clinton won, and when Bernie Sanders lost again and Joe Biden won. You know, vote blue no matter who. And I'm just wondering, like, isn't it a little bit hypocritical when the left wins that now all of a sudden you got people like Henry Cavill, not Henry Cavill, that old dude, going around saying, "I want to schism in the party." Like,
so well, yeah.
let me
just ask you this question.
Win?
And I know it's annoying to answer a question with a question, but I think it's it will be elucidating as to my position here.
It's called motivational interviewing.
If you, in 2028 comes around, and Donald Trump figures out a loophole, and he says, you know what, I can actually run as a Democrat, and if I run it as a Democrat, I can get a third term, and so for some reason, by some miracle, he ends up eking out a win, a technical win in the Democratic primaries, and he becomes the Democratic ticket. Does blue no matter who apply?
It would depend on who the red person is at that point.
No,
absolutely not.
No, it doesn't.
No,
it does not.
It doesn't matter.
It does not. Right? So we all agree on, well, maybe not you, right? But most people would agree that there are lines to this. Blue no matter who is not a literal phrase. It's not a suicide pact, right? It is a general guideline. Chevalier is not blue. She's red.
So if the person running against Trump is like legitimately Hitler, like literally Hitler, voting for Trump would be the right option there, right? In the current system we have where one of the two is going to win.
Yes, I would vote for Trump over Hitler. It wouldn't be a good vote.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Really
it depends
drunk.
on who the red person is. In this case, the blue person is not going to rubber stamp. Hopefully, now maybe you can make that argument, but hopefully he's not going to rubber stamp everything that semi-Hitler Trump is going to do.
But I feel like that's a logical fallacy, though, because he's not going to literally run against zombie Hitler. It's going to be someone. It would be someone like who's the closest thing we have to a Hitler? I guess like a Nick Fuentes or a Tucker Carlson, maybe. I don't know. But the point is that Trump is abhorrent, and you never vote for him unless the other option is worse, both morally and structurally.
Any Republican on that ticket is going to be worse than even the Cavalier woman. In my opinion.
No, Chevalier would be worse than look, I won't say she's worse because she's not, but she's as bad. Again, that does not apply to most far left candidates, like even the ones I really don't like Rashida Tlaib or Ilhan Omar. I don't think that they're as bad as MAGA. I would never say that they're as bad as MAGA. Chevalier is.
Wick, do you think that
Chevalier wouldn't rubber stamp MAGA?
She would rubber stamp a lot of bullshit that's just as bad.
That's not even going to be an issue because it's not, that shit that she would rubber stamp is not going to be a thing.
What she's going to do is she's not going to fund free healthcare because it doesn't include funding for camps against Jewish people. That's what she's going to do.
That's still better than rubber stamping like
I don't think
dismantling
it is.
USAID.
Okay, I don't think it is. But I love you guys. I got to get to the next batch. I'm gonna let you guys go.
Wait, we got to ask one last question.
One last question.
Okay, why don't these democratic socialist people? How come they have not formed their own like community in America?
They do.
To
It's
prove
online.
that their way of life.
They do.
Yeah,
it's online. It's called Hassan's chat room.
It's frustrating to me because, like, if your way of government and life works, you can do it in America. I mean, shit. If you go, pardon me, if you go to Utah and you want to steal some Legos, yeah, the certain cult will have your back over there. If
I don't know about the Lego situation. I keep hearing it. I haven't looked into it, so I can't speak to the Legos.
Okay, well, here, Clearwater, Florida, the certain science themed religion from a science fiction book. I'm not going to say their name on the show because they're very litigious. But that cult right there, they took over Clearwater, Florida. It's their way of life, and it's not a good way of life, but they make it work. Same with the Amish in Pennsylvania. And I'm very frustrated that these people like Chevalier.
Hello? Uh-oh, did my Discord crash? Can you guys hear me? Is this Discord or my internet? Or my computer? Hello? Hello? Oh no. Give me a second, gang. Can you guys hear me or no? I can't hear you guys if you're speaking. I can't see. Also, I think it's my internet because like everything died. It says I'm still connected. I'm gonna death to the internet. Okay, you can hear, but the picture's frozen. Oh god. Give me 1 second. Is this like some of it froze up, some of it did not? My Discord primarily is the issue here. I'm gonna end it. Okay. Get rid of that. And task. Okay, 1 second. Hello. Okay, Discord's back up.
Anyone here disagrees with you though? Like,
can you?
Like,
is my stream still up?
Shut
up for a minute.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, you can hear me on stream. Can you guys see me again?
Yeah, you're good.
Hey, I can't see your chats, and I can't see myself.
Technical issue.
Yeah, it's on OBS. Do I restart OBS?
Any Discord tech heads in the chat?
Well, it's not Discord. It's my OBS now that I think is being weird. And YouTube itself is being weird. Wait. Okay. Well, anyway.
All right. I'm out. Thank you for having me, Wick.
Okay. Hold on. So what? Hold on. I'm gonna look at the Twitch stuff because Twitch seems to be still up. 1 second. Okay, I can see myself. Someone DM me who watches YouTube to tell me if you guys can see me and hear me. Someone who's a YouTube watcher. Okay. I think my stream crashed. Okay, YouTube watchers. YouTube watcher. Okay, YouTube's fine. I can't see you guys. Oh, and now you're all DMing me. Cool. I can't see you guys. Zero Fox, can you DM me any super chats that come in? I don't want to miss them. Let's get people in. So you guys can hear it. I just, for whatever reason, I can't see you guys. I have no idea why. But let's get some new people in.
Change. Oh,
hold on, okay. Give me a second.
What's up? How you doing, Wick?
You know, I was doing better 10 minutes ago.
I'm sure you were, brother.
Your stream
now
completely crashed for me. I couldn't see shit.
Neither could I. I still can't. But everyone else is saying that they can see me and hear me.
I see you and hear you on my side of the stream. Yeah, you're good.
I'm looking at the stream on YouTube.
It reloaded, so.
Yeah, it didn't reload for me. I don't know why, but hey, if we're live, we're live. Okay, and ending the stream's going to be really weird. I'm going to have to make very careful I end it and actually end it. And it doesn't keep streaming when I don't want it to. Also, you guys might get a show. Okay. Thoughts on what we were talking about. Thoughts on the DSA. Thoughts on whatever you guys are calling in about. What are your thoughts?
So these people are not to be trusted at all. Hold on, I'm hearing my own voice. I don't know where that's coming from. Sorry. The framing on this is wrong. People like to think of this as right versus left, but I feel like that's been almost co-opted by the tanky types in order to infiltrate what you would call the liberal spaces and all that, by trying to be like, oh, we're all on the left here, we're all on the same side. It's not really true. It's more like those who support liberalism and those who don't. So we can see MAGA, and we can see that they are a reactionary force. What they want to do is they want to redefine what it means to be America. They want to disregard our Constitution. They want to change, they want to make America some weird ethnic American identity bullshit. They want to engage in all this corruption. They are not trying to preserve what it means to be American. But then you look at these ML types, these leftist types. They're the same thing, but they just have a different vision. They want to change America, but they want it to be, instead of it being some weird right-wing reactionary thing, they want it to be a socialist, Marxist, we're going to kill all the landlords and establish a Soviet Union-style communism bullshit.
Well, yeah, they're I 100% agree with you. Yes, the framing that they want to frame it is you have to support us because look how bad Trump is, right? And they're doing this thing where they point to something that is legitimately horrific, Trump administration, right? A threat to our Constitution, a threat to liberalism, a threat to the way of life, and saying you have to support us because we're fighting against that too. But their goal isn't just to defeat Trump. Their goal is to defeat us as well.
Yes, and exactly. Their goal is to defeat liberalism. And there's people in your chat who's a bit retarded. When I say liberalism, I don't mean Democrats, or I don't mean American progressivism. I mean liberalism as in democracy and individual rights and capitalism and all that. That's what I mean by liberalism. These people want to fundamentally change what it means to be American.
I agree.
Into something different.
Well, what do the rest of you think? Let's get some other people in here while we're going. I'm still trying to fuck with my YouTube thing, so give me a second. If I'm distracted, but I want you guys to fill the void. So, what about the rest of you? What are your thoughts?
I mean, I guess I'll say something. I mean, I'm generally opposed to all these types of DSA-esque candidates. I get the whole vote blue no matter who mentality, and I get that it's a kind of a rule we should, in some sense, follow. We are a big tent party. There's obviously going to be ideological differences within that party. But for candidates like Chevalier and Valdez, candidates who don't support the Democratic Party. They're running strictly as Democrats because that is the party infrastructure in these districts, and that's really the only way to get elected. We should not be throwing our hats behind these candidates just because they have a D next to their name. These people do not like our party. They do not support most of our positions. Just not a fan of them.
I don't disagree. I think that, yes. Is there anyone who disagrees with me in this call? Or?
Don't think so.
Fair enough.
I mean, I could lie to you, but it wouldn't be very fun.
Don't lie to me, buddy.
I think my only disagreement would be like my super chat that I mentioned earlier. Just the fact that I think it's all right to have the politicians like still register as Democrat and stuff, because I feel like if you have them, then it kind of helps deny Trump like any sort of his policies or anything, getting those through. Sorry, I'm getting over being sick right now.
No, you're fine, man. Keep going.
I can't disagree.
Yeah, that's just the gist
going,
of
please.
my position where I'm at.
No, I understand that, but no, I look, it's a hard question. It's not easy, right? And I don't necessarily think someone is evil or wrong for disagreeing with me on this specifically. Like, Trump is a legitimate terror. He's a legitimate force. He's a legitimate threat. But one of the things that makes this situation we are in as Americans so dangerous is because he is, and I partially blame Trump for this, to be clear, because he is so bad. There are a lot of very bad actors trying to get in on the panic, the panic reaction to Trump, who are trying to ride in the coattails of the Democratic Party to parasite us and to kind of infect us and say, you have to support us because otherwise Trump wins. And I disagree with that framing. I think that by putting our weight behind Chevalier, we are going to lose the midterms. So do the opposite. If to win the midterms, we have to throw Chevalier under the bus, then we should do that. And I think we do. I think we have to.
I think there's someone in the backstage right now who does disagree with and does support back in Chevalier. I think it's Vichy. Vichy?
No. Vichy does not disagree with me.
Wait, hold on. Do you think that do you think that Chevalier would be, or let's just take any of these stereotypical DSA people? Do you think that they're better, equivalent, or worse than a MAGA Republican being elected?
Chevalier specifically, I think there's the same. I see no functional difference.
That's wild.
But let's say any DSA people.
No, not
like
any DSA people. Only her specifically is where I'm putting that at.
Okay.
Nah. Fundamentally, she's better than a MAGA 10 times.
Why?
Because she's still left-leaning. If you're on the left, you're automatically better than MAGA.
You're actually,
why?
Are you fucking kidding me, dog? You're actually retarded.
Okay, so do you understand how?
No,
wait, do you understand?
What I was talking
no,
about?
Wait, do you understand how politics work?
You're just as bad as the right, dog. You are so retarded.
You understand how politics work?
Okay, fine. Everyone,
let him get out. Stop. Everyone, stop. Let him get it out. Go ahead. Explain.
I don't think you guys understand how bad MAGA is compared, like, and what everything's happening. She's still going to vote yes on any impeachment, right? Do you think she's going to vote no on any impeachment?
Brother.
No, I mean
probably
no or yes. It's
no. Listen, I hate Chevalier.
I know. Okay, so I don't care about.
She'll vote with Trump. She'll vote. I mean, no, she'll vote.
Wait, she will?
No.
Hold on. Isn't she going to the House?
She would vote to impeach
Just
Trump.
real quick.
Wait, she
isn't she? Hold on. Stop. Isn't she going to the House? I believe it's the House, right?
True.
Yeah, you can still vote to impeach him on the House.
Yeah, but we only need I believe in the House, and maybe I'm gonna be stupid here. But I thought you needed only a simple majority in the House, but you need a super majority in the Senate, correct?
Yeah.
To impeach? Is that
But
correct?
with we don't know what.
But
we
hold on. We're going
Yeah.
to get the simple majority we need. We don't need her for that.
Sure. But you still
so
need
whether
every vote.
she votes to impeach Trump or votes to not impeach Trump, it does not matter. We don't need her vote.
It does matter. You need every single person. You need every single blue. Do you not see how bad the Republicans have been fighting?
Wait, hold on.
Just to get a majority. You need every single number. You need every single number. Yeah, what's up, dog? Okay, just call me Vichy. They call me Bitchy because they changed my name on this Discord.
I don't know what I'm supposed to call you. I'm sorry. I only see your.
Call me Vic. No, yes, I know. I literally just say call me Vish or Vichy.
Say Vig?
with the
Vichy. Sorry,
Vichy with the V. They just
sorry.
changed it to a B. You're good. I totally forgot.
Okay. So, do you think that like the impeachment vote in the House is like the only thing that matters in the context of this person?
No, I think every single thing that does matter. At the end of the day, I hate Heretic. By the way, I hate her. Okay, just let me be known. I hate her. I do think she's automatically 10 times better than any red vote because fundamentally she will vote for everything I need to and the things that matter. She will vote. She would have voted no on let's see here, on One Big Beautiful Bill Act. She would vote no on SAVE. She would vote no on any single Republican bill. Right? No matter what.
But when we're talking
so the problem here, Vichy, is
thinking
that's a
of
much more
obstruction.
reasonable argument than just saying, "Oh, it's because she's left wing." Do you understand that?
I mean,
okay. This
no, left
person
wing
that you're
automatically.
describing here
The worst Democrat would be better than the best Republican. 100%.
This person isn't.
This person isn't a Democrat. Hold on. This person is not a Democrat.
Fine. Person with a D in their name in Congress.
No,
It's
that's
better-
not true.
Okay,
I don't think that's true.
Tell me what Republican is better than
Hold
her,
on.
and why?
Do you think? Well, first of all, I think he lost his primary, but that what's his name?
Thomas Massey.
Yes, Thomas Massey better.
The one who voted no on every single the one that voted no on every single Democrat thing.
They didn't vote no on every single Democrat.
He votes no on every Democrat
The only
bill.
Republicans right now that hate Thomas Massey are just the ones that really hate him because he hates
Him
Trump.
and Rokana sponsored bills together.
I have
brother.
more sympathies as well.
They voted.
Like
Yeah, they
Rand Paul
sponsored.
to a degree,
Him and
more
Rokana
sympathies with
sponsored
Don
bills
Bacon.
and legislation
Well,
together.
can I
wish I could
say
like
this?
Rand Paul more. He's just
Massey got on the bad side of Trump, mainly with the Epstein bill. That was about it. Massey voted for Republicans. I think it was like
he voted against Cyrus
5% of the
Ward.
time.
He's talking about the SAVE Act, right? SAVE
Yeah,
Act was voted against with Massey because he's a deadlock. So
in many ways, Massey was
or
often
not SAVE Act,
more
Big
like
Beautiful Bill. Sorry, Jesus.
Yeah, to be clear, right? Like I don't like Massey. I wouldn't vote for Massey. But if it was between Massey and Chevalier, I'm voting Massey. Yes,
You'd
because
vote for the person
Chevalier
who voted
wants
for
to destroy our
Republicans.
country. You understand that,
90%
right?
of the time you voted for. Okay, and guess what? MAGA does too.
Yeah, that means
Massey
they're
is
the
not
same.
MAGA. But the problem is Massey is not MAGA. He's
But
obviously
he'll
not
vote.
MAGA.
He'll just vote for MAGA 90% of the time.
I think I had
No,
more
he
moderate
won't.
sense if I just went vote for
Yes,
either.
Massey votes for Republican bills on everything 90% of the time.
Are you expecting this DSA person to vote with the Democrats 90% of the time?
Yes, DAC sucks, but the thing is,
Are you
wait, and if
really?
she doesn't, guess what?
Well,
she'll just get Bowmaned. Do you not understand? She'll just get
She's
Bowmaned.
going to. If again,
Okay,
this
then
was a
good.
wake-up
She
call.
votes-
We are going
okay.
to primary her ass, and we
Yes,
should.
okay.
Right?
But if she
I'm not
vote-
gonna-
she- do you think she would vote for Democrats less than a red person would in that same seat?
I think when it comes to it and when it matters, we can't rely on her vote, and it's a foolish thing to do so.
Okay, on what do you think she? Do you think she would have? Okay, do you think she
Sending
would have
aid to
known-
Ukraine, she'll vote no.
Okay,
That's a huge
bad.
issue for me.
Republican
Hold
would
on,
too,
is it not a
for the most
huge
part.
issue for you?
Oh, I know it's one of the hugest issues, but at the
Again,
same time, we need
she's gonna
numbers
vote
and
no
votes.
on
Well,
that.
well, I'll say this, Rick. In that case, I mean, let's be
She
honest
would've-
here. So would most Republicans in that case. If you put a MAGA Republican in a district, they will. They
Yeah,
will
it's a
all vote
toss-up.
against
but
her.
not
Just
all.
figure it
Okay,
out.
what about
Wait, can I ask a
what
quick
about-
question? Where's
funding our military? Like she would vote no on that just in general. When it comes to any budget bill, she's going to vote no on that.
Yeah, no. she's
Wait,
gonna
what
be
budget
around.
bill she would be no vote on?
Any of them, I would assume.
My big issue is
They're
probably she's going to be
aiding the imperialist American regime. She wants to destroy the United States of America. You understand
Okay,
that, right?
She is what Hassan would describe as someone in the
I'm
Imperial
going
Corps
to quote
now.
again, and these are two quotes that, again, she built these organizations. She founded them. These aren't, like, disconnected from her. They said this, I'm going to quote, "We are Westerners fighting for the total eradication of Western civilization," end quote. And, in a tweet, "Marg Bar Amrika," which in Persian means death to America.
Yes, I get. No one wants her elected at all, but now that she is the candidate, you just vote for her because she will vote more than
No,
Republicans
no,
will.
no.
Yes,
You
Rick,
say no.
Rick,
You say
she will
no.
vote more.
You
she
say
will vote more.
no means
She is
no.
better. Okay, just chill out.
Say
Chill
I
out.
want to point
No,
this out. Chevalier is running unopposed. I don't think there's a Republican candidate in the
it
district.
doesn't matter. She will be better than any Republican vote. She will vote more than 95% of the time.
She's going to be more harmful to us than any Republican.
No,
on
she will
Congress
not, because again, she'll have
yes,
to
because
hear.
she'd be seen as us. She's
No,
skinwalking.
okay,
where do you
let's
see
here.
that
Who is
harm
the-
at?
let's see here.
Where do I see
Ilhan
that harm
Omar.
at?
Yeah.
Where we're going to see that harm at is in other races, in purple districts, in lean blue
Okay,
districts,
this
and
is
lean red districts. We're going to see, and here's my prediction: the ballot, the generic ballot advantage we have now is going to shrink because these things are put nationally. And when you have people who are more moderate, people who are less vote blue, no matter who, less Democrat, right? Look at the choices here. And they say, oh, this is a party that's backing and endorsing someone who wants to destroy America. I'm not voting for that. And it's absolutely going to be a harm to our party nationally, on a national scale.
I think that harm may be exaggerated by quite a bit. I don't know how many people in other districts are looking at like someone 5 states away winning a particular race or not. Like, I'm not voting for my representative based on who. I don't see any normie or any other person in the real world really looking to, well, who did New York elect for their Democratic representative?
Which party? Because a lot of people don't vote on the individual, they vote on the party. Not everyone, but a lot of people do. They vote for either a Democrat, or they vote for a Republican, or they vote for some third-party crazy shit, right? Or they don't vote at all. Because, again, we're not just competing against Trump, we're competing against the couch. We're competing against people who I don't see a real difference between these two people, and they go and they stay home. That's, again, going to hurt us. So absolutely, I see the harm, and I do see people look at the extreme ends of these parties and say, I don't want anything to do with either of these guys, and they just stay home. And I know people who stayed home in 2024 because they thought both parties were too extreme. They're stupid, they're wrong, but they did. And now it's really hard. It's going to be harder, I should say, to argue against them when when the Republicans can point to someone like Chevalier and say, this person's crazy. And what do I got to say? Yes, they are crazy. They are a crazy person.
This is what's going to happen. I see the future. Look, the future is in my mind. I'm going to explain it right here. There's going to be a fence. There's going to be Republicans on one side, and there's going to be Democrats on the other. This Chevalier person is going to be wielding a knife and stabbing the Democrats in the back, and then the Republicans are going to look at her and like, oh my gosh, the Democrats are crazy. They got someone wielding a knife over there. So the Republicans are going to get their free propaganda because they have the knife-wielding person on the Democrat side. The Democrats are going to get just stabbed by this crazy person.
How is she going to stab them?
Happening.
Is it going to be rhetoric-wise or actual action?
She's not going to be voting on any major Democratic legislation. Okay, that's your goal.
Which ones? Why did you say that? Which ones would she vote no on?
I don't think she's going to vote on any of them, either because of purity testing or because she wants to destroy the United States of America.
Oh my God!
I think it depends on the legislation.
Even Ilhan Omar voted no on fucking Ukraine.
Oh, I'm sorry. If it is we need to destroy Israel, then yeah, she'll vote on that legislation.
Hey, North,
but if it's going to be anything beyond that, then no, she's not going to be voting on any legislation.
Okay, North. Let's say she's on. Let's say she's in New York. Let's say she's on oversight. Hypothetical. Somehow she gets on oversight. Do you think she would vote no to get any investigation on? Like throughout the House to get subpoenas out?
No, but I don't think they would ever.
Okay, so that's fair. So that would be more investigations on Republicans that she would do over Republicans who would say no investigations on anything. So would she, any subpoenas on any fucking insurrectionist, she would vote yes on. So that's even better right there, right? Would she vote? Do you think she would vote no on getting anything out of committee, any bill on the floor? Do you think if there was
yes,
let's say,
I do think there are. I would say a significant amount of bills on the floor that she would vote no.
What kind of things would you think she would vote no on?
Chaos and destruction as possible. I think any budget bill that she's going to vote no on. I think any infrastructure bill that you're going to try to pass is going to be no.
Even though
vote no on. I think any bill that involves like dealing with one of our allies across the seas, she's going to vote no on. I think if there's going to be any bill that involves healthcare reform, she's going to vote no on because it's not enough. I think that any bill that I'm trying to think of any sort of election reform bill that might be passed, she's probably going to vote no on because again, it's not enough for her.
Okay, well, according to WIC, it's not going to matter. Wait, according to the WIC, it's not going to matter because we're going to have a slight majority anyway, right?
If I may, okay, listen, I hate Chevalier and I want her primaried ASAP, and I agree with you on some part, North. I think she's going to be an obstructionist in the House. I think, especially in foreign policy related stuff, she's going to be an obstructionist. I think if we do win the House, getting Hakeem as Speaker I think she'll probably be an obstructionist there. And yes, on some certain bills, healthcare infrastructure, she could try and be an obstructionist, but I really don't think she's going to be that. I think she'd be obstructionist on like healthcare bills, infrastructure bills. I don't think she's going to like stop and try
and keep in mind the damage isn't just what bills she will vote on, what bills she won't vote on. The damage comes to the Democratic brand as a whole.
That's my main problem with her.
And to be clear, right, what is going to be the push by Democrats in general going forward? One of the dangers of this, of the DSA winning these seats, is other Democrats who just want to win, right? Like they don't really care about policy or anything. They just want to win, which is a fair way to be. They're going to look at this and they're going to be like, well, maybe this is a way to do it. Maybe I got to appeal to these kinds of things to win. In this extreme environment, extremists are winning. Maybe I got to be extremist too.
Yeah.
And
also, I could ask.
Actually, hold on. No, I changed my mind forward. The subpoenas, she would vote no on issuing subpoenas because she hates the police. So.
No, that's so stupid.
Hold on.
That is the stupidest thing I've ever
heard.
Hold
on. She has publicly said she doesn't want murderers put into jail.
It has nothing to do with subpoena power and investigating.
She's soft on crime. That's good enough to understand her to be
abolitionist. There's no way you're voting to convict Donald J. Trump.
Okay, I'll say this.
Yeah, exactly. Why would she convict?
I'll say this.
She wants Donald Trump to be free.
If I may,
she
wouldn't even deport him.
No, well, okay. Here's the thing. I think we can all agree Rashida Tlaib is probably one of our most radical congresswomen.
She votes with Democrats like how many? 90%?
Yeah, and that's what I'm pointing out. I just looked it up. If this is to be believed, she votes with the party 98% of the time. I hate Rashida Tlaib. If Rashida Tlaib got primaried, I'd love it. But she does vote with the party majority.
And guess what? Cory Bush voted no on some stuff that still passed. She got fucking primaried. Wait 2 years, so they're still gonna vote yes. We need power of the fucking committees. We need power of the god. We automatically get power of committees if she gets elected, right? That is huge.
The problem sometimes is there are some minute differences that are so fundamental that they cannot be.
So you don't care about.
No,
so you would rather have MAGA win because you hate
that's a false dichotomy.
I believe in.
It's not a false dichotomy.
Yes, hold on. If I could show you, evidence.
Do you believe in principle defeat?
Stop,
do you believe in principle defeat?
If I could show you evidence and proof that by backing her and standing her, that we are going to have more people win, or more Republicans are going to win in the general election, would you still praise her and support her?
But you don't have any you don't have that evidence that we would lose
I think I have
because
some
they're getting elected.
Good, compelling evidence that might be the case, that there is a big risk of that happening.
I mean, I'll buy that bullet. I just don't know if, like North said, I don't know if you have that evidence.
It's not going to be.
Like, what are you pointing to?
Like, I can't give you, obviously I don't have a crystal ball. I can't give you proof, but I can point to how the Democrat brand was so in the shitter and put so in the shitter because of extremists in the Democratic Party that it did lead to Trump being elected, that it did lead to Republicans being once again elected in 2024, that these things mattered to the electorate and they hurt us overall. And when you feed into it and when you promote that or reinforce that narrative by electing literal crazy people or by backing or endorsing literal crazy people, then yes, it's going to hurt us more. It's hurt us before. It'll hurt us again.
Okay, question for you. Wick, if let's say she was the deciding vote to give Dems power of the House, would you do it?
Yeah. I hate her.
Probably. But I don't.
Okay, then fundamentally, you guys agree. You just
Hold
don't
on,
like
no,
one
because
more
we're gonna win by so much.
No, we're not. How do you know that? We got fucking
are.
shanked because of the fucking gerrymandering. We got shanked.
Well,
it's gonna hurt us a little bit, but I think that's still
we'll
possible.
win. But sure, we need every single vote. We need every single one.
House,
Do you not understand how hard the
Republicans? The House and the Senate are different institutions.
Okay,
the House and the Senate have different rules. We only need a simple majority in the House. We need a supermajority in the Senate. For the House, we can have a +5 seats and have control.
It's still harder to pass bills when you're going to have people that are split. You need every single one.
Yeah, we're going to have people like her who are split. Yes, she's going to be one of the people that's going to be a problem for us.
You have no inclination that she. Okay. Ro Khanna fucking like is pissing me off with how much he gets wrong, he still votes yes on every Democrat thing. No matter what you think, this is just feelings. At the end of the day, they will vote yes. Even the worst Democrat has been voting 90%, 85% more. It's better than zero. 95% is better than zero.
Okay.
At the end, no matter what, she sucks. I hope you guys understand. I hate her. But at the end of the day, any Democrat is better than Republican because they will vote yes on shit. It's that matter. We need votes. Votes is the only thing that matters.
We don't need her vote.
Well,
yes, you do.
No, we don't. If we win by 30 seats, we don't need her.
Okay. Do you think?
Hold on. If we do, hold on. Let me ask you a question. So, the midterms happen. We end up winning the House by plus 30. It's great.
Oh my God,
blue
plus
wave.
30.
Do you still support her, or do you just not seat her and just freeze her out of everything?
Support, like, what do you mean freeze her out? Like, do you mean like if
for example, she doesn't get to be on a committee?
I mean, if that happens, whatever. I generally don't care. She's a Democrat vote.
It's not that. Hold on, that's not enough. It's not enough. Apathy, I don't care, is not enough.
Okay, or
you got to be
you know what?
Absolutely, clearly. This person, like Carville said, don't seat her.
Hey,
and I agree. 30, in fact, I think her opponent in the general or the primary should run again as an independent.
That's wild. But okay, hey,
why is that wild?
Wick,
I've heard plus 30,
hey, Wick, if it's plus 30, you know what's going to happen? They're just going to vote to expel.
I'll say this: I prefer the incumbent over Chevalier, undoubtedly. Someone made a good. I was talking with them like, hey, wouldn't it be good if you ran as an independent? Someone brought up that if you start normalizing that, there might be problems of every time a moderate Democrat successfully beats a socialist is going to run a third-party primary.
That's what they do.
They do.
They're doing it now. Nothing will fundamentally change.
Okay, so here's the thing. Lately, we've been seeing liberal Democrats, like more moderate Democrats, gaining wins. So I don't see this becoming more often as a bull moose thing. I think we can actually see some genuine third-party wins. Maybe one. Maybe at least one. Who knows?
This is New York City, where the DSA has been making fucking strides compared to nowhere else. This is a nothing.
New York is deep blue. We don't care.
It says, okay, again, because you have not seen a fucking DSA outside. Rab isn't DSA. I don't like Rab, but
there was a Kentucky State, representative.
I don't care about me. I want to talk about fighting in states that are more contested. I want to talk about fighting in these purple and red states, dog.
Rab, I think, is in the most Democratic district. I could be wrong, but one of the most.
No, it is literally. Yeah, it's literally.
Wait, hold on.
You know how he won? He fucking split the same two people. He split the two people. Like they had like 20,000. If one of them like stopped winning, like one of them dropped out and didn't have their ego in, he would have lost. Okay, there is no fucking any single time a Democrat a DSA person has won. Most of the time, it's because they split the vote between so many fucking established.
Wait. Cuomo ran though, and he still lost. So that doesn't make sense. New York is just deep blue. Get over it.
Yeah. So that's what I was wondering.
I don't care.
New York.
You know what I care about? My super chats. So let me read these. Okay.
Oh boy.
Make that money.
$5 from Testicle Johnson to say it's called socialized medicine. Wick. Admit you support socialist policy, bitch. No. $10 from Black Pilled Kiwi. Do we think Ilan would have maintained her quote unquote principled stance on voting no on the Ukraine bill if she was the deciding vote? I'm not sure. This new law definitely would be obstructionist for it, in my opinion. Yeah, I have no evidence that she would have changed her vote if she was the deciding vote. She voted no on it. This person, Chevalier, would also vote no on it. They absolutely are wreckers. They're arsonists, and they're going to destroy our party if we let them. $2 from Extra Crispy. Let me finish these. Communism worked great in Silkvale, Kansas, right? $2 from Less Than Sell. We can see you on YouTube. Oh, okay, thank you. My listening library says, I'm okay with Massey because of the Epstein files. And then $5 from G-Ray to say, tell me what on her platform you disagree with. Her platform, her statements, prison abolition. I disagree with that. That's a big one. Police abolition. I disagree with that. That's a big one. I mean, like, these are huge things. These aren't just, like, little things. Prison and police abolitionists are crazy. And I don't want them anywhere near a lever of power.
Massey voted no on the Violence Against Women Reauthorization Act of 2019.
Massey ain't good. I ain't here supporting Massey. But if I'm
Chevalier
going
would
to
vote
be
yes on that.
having to choose between Massey and Chevalier specifically, I'm not talking other DSA members. I'm taking her specifically. I'd vote Massey.
I mean, I'd personally like to know details about the bill personally, but I'd still say,
it's
yeah,
called the,
Massey's got his. Listen. I don't care about the name of the bill. I care about what's actually contained in the bill. If I don't know any jack shit about the bill, I'm not gonna talk shit on it or anything like that. All I'm gonna say is, yeah, Massey's got his issues, but he's a hell of a lot better than whatever MAGA's got going on. And if anything, if more Democrats were also throwing their weight behind figures like him, that'd be great too.
He votes 95% of the time with Republican, and every single time, every single time Republicans go at him, he literally says, "Guys, I know you're mad at me about the Republicans defending pedophiles, but I still vote for them 95% of the time." He still makes it known every single fucking time that even though he wants to go against pedophiles, he'll still vote for them everything else. Okay, he's not a good person. He's still going to be worse than Chevalier.
I am not saying he's a good person. I'm saying he's better than someone who wants to destroy America.
The thing that matters is votes. Votes are the biggest thing. It does not matter about anything else.
Don't give a voting power to someone who says, I'm here to destroy Western civilization.
It's the same reason Mike Pence is better than Trump. And if Mike Pence were running now, he'd be a whole lot better than if, say, someone like Mamdani was running for president on the Democrat side.
$20 from Lesson Cell. Hearing this, guys, reinforces my belief that Ryan Mullally is right about Dems not having limited principle. First of all, you're wrong about that, but fair enough. Some Dems are willing to let the wolf in the henhouse to win elections, in the process lose their party to DSA. Lesson Cell. Hold on, let me address this. Lesson Cell. Vishy's stupid here. We all disagree with Vishy here.
And you guys are all wrong.
If you're saying Ryan Mullally is right about Dems, reevaluate yourself, okay? Reevaluate how you process information. Okay? That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Vishy.
Also,
Vishy.
The Dems in question right now.
Let me hold on. We lose the party to the DSA. They won 3 fucking seats in New York City.
No, they won 2. Lander's not a DSA.
Yeah, 2.
And to be clear, the pro-Israel candidates also won. Richie Torres won. There was like 7 of them. And they all won. They're all pro-Israel. Now, I'm not talking what Hassan would call pro-Israel, but actually pro-Israel. They all won. The DSA didn't beat them.
DSA has no uprising. Okay, go on.
This is very important. Okay, Vishy, do you think, what is better, a mainstream Democrat or Chevalier? Which one do you think is better?
Mainstream Democrat all the way. I'm anti-leftist, by the way.
Okay, so what level of risk are you willing to tolerate in order to make sure that Chevalier loses in the general election?
If, let's say, the level of if Espaillat runs for independent, and we still wouldn't, and based on margins, Republican wouldn't somehow fucking just win because we split the vote.
There's no Republican in the district.
What is the risk you're willing to tolerate? So because
if a Republican
in the
doesn't
2024 election, it was 83% Democrat, 16% Republican. So I feel like with those margins, it might be at least a little bit. Is this within your comfort zone in order to maybe run an independent to unseat this person? I don't know if they have.
You're telling me. Okay, in this
primary, but
in this hypothetical, when you get to the general ballot, it's literally just Espaillat and Chevalier. Run Espaillat. I fucking love the dude. He's the chair of the Hispanic Caucus. I like him. I wish he won 100%. I was really mad that he lost. So yeah, run him. It's like I like Espaillat. So run him.
I know it's hard to see, but I can't get this because it's paywalled on the thing. But you see that the trend lines for every fucking demographic in America, except for one, they're all going to the right. So this idea that some people are saying that we just need to go further left. What is that based on? Not fucking reality.
I'll say this. Let's make clear. One, this is blue. It's a blue district. If Espaillat decides to try and primary Chevalier, I actually don't even know which one would win. But nonetheless, Republicans not running that district no matter what. I think Chevalier fucking sucks. I hate the Democratic Socialists of America, and I want her primaried ASAP. I don't think there's any real, unless again Espaillat ones. I don't think they're stopping her in the fucking general. My big concern with Chevalier isn't her her being 0% voting with Dems ever. My big concern with Chevalier is that she is just genuinely such a radical fucking human being with such insanely radical political policies. It will harm the Democratic brand. I think she's worse than really any
It's
other
just gonna be
candidate we've ever
noise.
had.
The same way, the
She's not
same
gonna
way
be noise,
MAGA
but it's
has
bad enough
rotted.
noise.
Listen, brother, the
I
same way
don't know
we have
about that.
absolutely seen MAGA rot the Republican Party through, where we've had every neocon and like neo-lib leaning Republican just pretty much knocked the fuck out of the party, including like nearly Rand Paul and now Thomas Massey, Mike Pence, and all of them pretty much just getting really spiraled out. Yeah, that's exactly the same reason why we should be against many of these DSA type Democrats that are running, because
think
they will Night of the Long
Like,
Knives us,
no
and
one's
you
here
will see
pro
it.
DSA. I'm just saying that
Yeah,
now that she's elected, we
but we
need
should
her
also
as a
not make.
she's
number.
not elected. She won the primary. Look,
She's
you
gonna
don't
win.
have
She's gonna win.
She's
As
gonna
by odds, no
you
Democrat is
could
gonna. No, she's gonna. She's
you could
already
run an
fucking endorsed by the
independent
Democrats. She's
easily.
already endorsed by Democrats.
New
We
York
can
is a
just
state
focus
that
on
doesn't
other
have
races.
Sorluza
It does not.
laws. Like this
North.
is
That's fuck.
Listen,
Like,
North.
not
You
all
are in a dream
Democrats.
world.
The
Can we live
Promise
in
to America Democrats,
Hey, can we?
heroes,
Okay.
one and all,
Yeah.
have specifically disavowed the DSA types and specifically said
I
that they want
agree.
them on
But
out
the
of the
thing
party.
is,
These
sure.
brave fucking liberal heroes, okay?
Yes.
These true American patriots. God bless
Based.
every single one of them. I wish nothing but the best for every single one. They are taking a stand against this scourge, these parasites, these arsonists that are trying to burn down our tent. Look, I gotta go soon, so I'm going to end this. Unless I can get $100 in super chats in the next 10 minutes, then we'll keep going.
Give this man money.
Oh,
yeah,
you pull
true.
out another 50.
Boom.
Can I say something?
In 1 second. But I'm just saying that don't let people inside your tent that specifically say, "Hey, I want to burn down your tent." Don't do it. Okay, now you can say something. Go ahead.
Two things. First thing is the U.S. struck Iran again.
The Strait of
an hour ago.
Hormuz. Yep, and they did it. They announced that they did it after the markets closed. Some market manipulation, fun times. But yes, that happened. Yes, go ahead.
Second thing is something that, like, I completely missed in this discussion. To me, at least, there's a lot of I forgot the word. Like the people, like the leftists in the DSA, they try to message to their own people with certain words what they are trying to achieve, and there are certain liberals, like for example Pisco or the Soipil, who sort of hand wave that. And I think this is one of the most annoying things about the situation that's going on. If you remember the Olivia Juliana case with the centrist gate, where Pisco basically defended Taylor Lorenz, who said that this Olivia woman was a centrist. Basically, this entire hand waving of dog whistles. I don't know how to handle that.
Yeah, Taylor Lorenz basically believes someone as progressive as Olivia is a centrist, and it's because she's just so far left.
Yeah, like the centrist calling is the dog whistle, right? The centrist is like using the word centrist.
This has been a thing for so long. Centrist has always been a slur for both the left and the right. That's just always been a thing, dog.
I feel like mostly it's for the right nowadays, isn't it?
No, it's always been a thing. I mean, the left. Listen. The socialists have always been saying it for the longest time. The liberals get the bullet too.
Fair.
Yeah, but the reason why
they in their communist utopia,
and many,
I will not be able to stream.
They usually get it first, but
the reason why they use centrist in this case is basically to set a mark on Olivia's back so that like the in-group attacks her, right?
It's the same reason that they called Chevalier's opponent pro-Israel, even though he is objectively not. Again, any deviation, you're painted as right-wing. So people hate right wing, and so they'll attack right wing, and they'll not think about it, right? They'll just lie about you all the time. Like half my chat says, "Oh, Wick is a secret Republican."
That's so
it's
fucking
just
hilarious.
their minds are gone. They're full of holes because the
Diet
brainworms
MAGA
are eating them.
Yeah, they don't understand the difference between like someone who has mixed views. Like they don't understand that centrists have mixed views. Sometimes some centrists have a mix of left-leaning views and some right-leaning views. That just happens.
But like, there's this problem that within the Democratic Party, there is like the acceptance of this labeling of other people, like basically putting a target on their backs. And I think this is something that needs to stop, like where everyone has to work on themselves to push back on these labels that are given by other people, especially like in the influencer case.
The problem is, I feel like this is you're already in a losing position when you do this, right? Because you're fighting from defense. Like, what do they say? The best defense is a good offense. Like, just attack these people as hard as they attack you. There's no need to dissuade their propaganda. Like, instead, just make propaganda against them.
And I
Actually,
think
it's true against them. Just expose them for what they are, which are people who hate America.
I
They've
think
already read their
Chevalier
things. We have to bear back. We have to fight back.
Okay, guess what's gonna happen? She's gonna get Cory Bushed. I don't. Is anyone think she's?
Listen, Chevalier is horrible. She's a horrible candidate. Bad policies. She's realistically, she's going to be in Congress. I think our goal as Democrats should be lessening her voice in Congress, trying to elevate the voice of liberals. Right now, everyone's talking about fucking Chevalier winning in one of the bluest districts, and not like Kate Connolly in New York 17 or Nancy LaCour in South Carolina 1, who are making these who are important to actually gain the House majority. Yeah, let's talk about these actually important House races. Let's stop talking about Chevalier at all. Once you get to Congress, fucking minimize her voice as possible. And once 28 comes around, let's try and primary her with a more moderate, I don't know, progressive, just someone who's not her.
Also, she's going to be forced. Also, I know you guys are not going to listen to this. She's going to be forced to have to work with everyone else. And I know she's going to be a fucking obstructionist. She's not going to get any bill on the floor of hers. Every amendment will get voted down if she doesn't like play ball. I don't think you understand how much work you have to do just to get your fucking thing on the floor. She's going to have to get a certain amount of co-sponsors. No one's going to sign on to her fucking discharge, her discharge letter. Fuck, what's it called? Discharge something. The thing that every person wants to do now. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Discharge. Please tell me.
No.
The discharge things. That's how we got the fucking Epstein bills on the floor. It
Oh,
was
God
it wasn't
damn
a bill.
you.
It was a letter.
Benji Boy for $100 says, have fun at LibCon. I have another hour of work. Okay. Thank you for that.
Wait, where is
I gotta use reference.
LibCon is in DC, I think.
Wow, doxing. No, I'm kidding. That's
discharge petition. Discharge petition. That's how she's not going to be able to get any of her discharge petitions signed by any of her party if she doesn't play ball. That's the reason why AOC is like doing so well, even though she hasn't passed anything with her name on it. She's got a lot of stuff onto the floor, or at least like passed by her party when she did, is because she's playing ball with these people, even though I bet she has more left views that she's just like either not talking about or whatever, and she's being really smart. Even Pramila Jayapal has become a lot better. She's holding shadow hearings, right? She's doing all of this shit because she's playing ball. Just as Democrats are being forced to play ball, which is the same reason why the squad was pretty good after that whole bipartisan infrastructure bill thing. She's going to be forced to do shit, or else she's going to get nowhere except just bitching online, which I'm not going to like. It's going to kind of hurt us. Republicans are going to rat fuck us anyway. But at the same time, she's going to be a number, and that's all we need. I think, even though you don't believe me, I think does anyone disagree that she's going to vote more with Democrats than any Republican?
Yeah.
Even though North, I understand that no Republicans voting against, sure. But
she sucks, but she'll vote with us, and I don't like that.
And that's what matters. That should be the only thing that matters at this point, because we know Escot's not going to win.
This is what I think is going to happen. I think there's going to be some sort of like bipartisan bill that's going to try to be created, and if you ever are expecting that vote on that bipartisan bill, you are never going to get that from her. That's all I can say.
She's gonna. She votes no. She's going to be absolutely fucking ripped apart in 2 years. She's going to be forced to.
I'm predicting the future right now. I'm a farseer. I have the what's that dust called from Dune? Spice. I've ingested the spice. I'm looking into the future. I see it now.
I can't imagine we have a House majority where fucking Chevalier is the deciding vote on any legislation.
Okay.
If that's the situation, then we have a massive.
It's the reality that you have to
you need
be willing to risk by not trying to destroy her in the general election.
You still need every number.
Dude, Espaillat is not running against her. That's the realistically, I don't think Espaillat's running. I don't think we're getting any Democrat-backed candidate to run against her. She's probably going to be the nominee.
But if Espaillat was
thank you for the
support
5
If Espaillat was
TV
running, I
gift
would
membership
absolutely.
Thank you for that. Appreciate you.
If it was fucking Espaillat decided to run an independent campaign, I would 100% be behind it. There's no
I
reason
would too.
not to.
I wouldn't, but at this point, we're not going to expect that.
Yeah, I don't expect it. I'd be fucking shocked if Espaillat.
Let's live in the real world.
Again, I think the goal now is just minimize her impact. Just shut her up. Don't talk about her. Focus on the
automatically.
I think.
Okay. By the way, did anyone see
I
her
agree.
CNN article?
If I may respond to this, I agree, but I would go further. I do think that we actually gain seats if we attack her.
Yeah, no, we should be publicly against her.
Have you seen the Pod Save America thing that he just said? John Favreau said. Anyone?
Specific. What did he say?
Okay, he basically said you don't bite the bullet on her being elected. Just literally say she has some abhorrent views. Whenever they ask you about it, don't play the fucking bill. Just say she has abhorrent views and badmouth her basically. Basically say I don't fucking. Exactly. Also, if she's already being forced to restrict herself on national TV. She went on national TV right after she got elected, and it's not like she was like, "Oh, Democrats fucking suck." She literally said she would work with the Zionist if it meant getting shit down. Let's check that interview later. But her interview was the most restricted shit I've ever. No, I don't believe her. But if she has to be forced to fucking say that shit and just take it in, she'll have to. Imagine
where was this said?
Even if I grant this, I don't think a lot of the people voting for her will, and I don't think we should be courting many of these people. I think we should actually.
Okay. Oh, also another thing that is very in the weeds. A Democrat having a constituent services other than a Republican is so fucking huge that I feel like a lot of people are getting there. I know Republicans not going to be there. I'm just saying in general, a Democrat will always be better, and I know. No matter what, she's going to be a really good advocate for her constituents because a lot of these DSA people, I hate them. They do care about their people in a weird fucking way. Their constituent services will be good, and that's fucking what matters, especially with New York and ICE and shit. It's going to be good. I think I agree with a lot of the time that her rhetoric is fucking horrible. I think the Republicans are trying to rat fuck us. I don't think it's going to work. 2 more years, like Nutmegger said, we're going to get her out. It's all good, but
I said, I'm not dooming over this. I was the night of, but I'm not anymore because again, I checked the numbers. I checked the actual information. The establishment's firmly in control. The moderates are firmly in control, and these are just being hyped up by Hassan and very loud voices, but they're very, very small voices.
Yeah, I just want to also, if I may, can I just point this out about the fucking Tuesday primaries? Because again, the socialists want to fucking. This is why I really don't even want to talk about Chevalier and Valdez going fucking forward. Because let's make it clear, the socialists want this to be some big Tea Party moment for the Democrats. This was not it. Because again, yes, Valdez won, Chevalier won, but let's look outside of fucking Manhattan and Brooklyn, and Tom Suozzi easily won his primary. Richard Torres won his primary. Kate Connolly, primary. Nancy LaCour, primary. Ben McAdams, every other major race that night, except for the 2 actual important districts, unlike New York City.
Yes, that's true.
Talk about
Can I just show you guys my frustration here? This is my chat, and I had to tweet about this.
Your chat. How do I see this?
Yeah.
Watch stream.
You gotta click watch stream.
Oh, this guy's weird. She's weird. She said you were the Republican.
That I like ICE. Have you watched my stream, ever? Did you not see me get, excoriated by the right wing? Because
she's still going off.
We would need to abolish ICE. And
she's still going off.
There's a whole thing. I did a whole show.
Wick will defend
on how
ICE
you
if you give him the chance.
ICE. This crazy, just making shit up about people. They have qualms with.
You don't understand, Wick. You think a rapist wants to get deported? You're defending ICE right there.
That's insane.
Murderer should be deported? Nope.
That's
You're
insane.
defending ICE.
These people are crazy, and we don't want them to have any levers of power, because they will just, if you think that they, like, people who are consistently dishonest should never be trusted with power. Now, unfortunately, we have a lot of dishonesty in politics right now, but that's not good. We need to get it out.
She's asking, should we
Also,
abolish ICE?
Two things. Actually, no, she's talking to you if you want to, but I have two things. Okay, I'm just going to go. Two things. One, apparently people are saying that you need to up your gain on your mic wick.
Oh.
Two.
That's probably true.
Two. Do you guys think that she would have voted no? I'm just going back to the votes thing. Do you think she would have voted no to end the shutdown, or voted yes to end the shutdown?
She would. Are you
Like the whole shutdown bills during the shutdown? If there's a shutdown, do you think she would have voted yes or no?
Brother, I think she.
Shutdown's about.
No,
Are you talking about the government shutdowns?
The government
shutdowns. You talking about like over
funding
the
the
SNAP
government.
benefits and stuff?
Yeah, funding the government. When she voted yes and no, the two times that we had those fucking fights.
Oh, those ones.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did she have any statements about that time?
So one was about funding ICE, and we won that, to be clear.
And then we lost.
I think we won both of them, actually.
I mean, we did, but they funded it finally. I don't like the word finally. You know what I'm saying? I was saying those two times. Do you think she would have voted with majority of Democrats, or she would have been one of those?
No, I think they didn't fund. I think that they didn't
ICE just got
that funding to ICE.
It just happened like last month or a week. They somehow got a pass. I forgot what thing. You can look it up. ICE is funded.
Oh, if it was like yesterday or something, I probably didn't hear.
It was like it was like a week or two ago. It kind of got shoved under the radar. But
check that out.
Oh yeah, I didn't hear anything about that.
Do you guys think it would have got passed? Do you think she would have passed it or not? Do you think she would have been like, yeah, like with?
Okay, let's be guys. Come on, she would not have voted to end the shutdown.
I don't know.
Not voted with the Republicans.
It's a
okay,
coin flip for me. Wait, no. Vishy, there's a better question for this. Do you think that she would vote for an immigration reform bill?
Honestly, I'm going to lean no, but knowing that, there's a lot of other Democrats that I thought would have voted yes that didn't like it either.
Okay.
So even people I don't like, so I'm going to say no. I'll say no, but a lot of other people don't that I do like. So it's not going to be a fuck this person for me.
I think that she would also vote no on abolishing any bill that would abolish ICE. And I'm going to explain my reasoning why.
You said no on that?
I think it's because, I think she would say no on that. And here's my reasoning. Is because I think any reasonable bill that will try to abolish ICE will try to replace the organization with, something different. Some other like immigration enforcement agency. And because of that, she would always vote no on that bill because she hates the police and she wants to abolish them all. That's my reasoning.
I get your reasoning. I disagree vehemently. I think she would. I think she hates ICE. I think she hates ICE so much she would say fucking yes, get that shit out. I don't think it has any. That's that simple. She fucking hates ICE the damn fashion. If it's abolishing it, I should vote yes on it, or she just not vote. It would not be a no vote. I would put money on it that it would not be a no vote.
Okay, when you listen to her rhetoric, does she seem like a compromising person, like a lesser of two evils person?
Overall, no, but her most recent interview says yes. So
her
if you do a
totality interview,
we haven't seen that interview.
But her most recent, the most recent interview that I've seen her do is her just refusing to answer whether a murderer would put a murder.
Okay, it's not the most recent one. It's the one on CNN after she won.
Okay, I haven't seen that one yet, so I can't say.
Or I forgot CNN, but it's one of the ones where she talked about it. IRI went over on a stream or whatever. I forgot what thing, but it was one of the ones where she was like, I was like, damn,
I don't
this
know
girl
how
just
you look. I get it. I'm a little gullible too as a person, but I don't know how people can be like, hear someone for 10 years say they're going to do one thing, and then one interview they say, well, actually, I'm going to do this thing now, and then suddenly believe them. I don't
believe it, but I would say if she's getting forced to say that shit on national TV, it says something. She folded harder than most people I've ever seen in my entire life. She folded in an instant the moment she won.
Link this interview, please. Let's see this. Apparently,
I think it was
changing interview.
I think it was MS now. I think it was MS.
Okay, then I apologize. It was not CNN. Please forgive me.
I don't think that was
not happening.
I really appreciate that there are some Democratic socialists like AOC and Bernie Sanders that are at least wearing the skin of moderating, but at the end of the day,
you're my man.
Can you put your
Hold on, let me check something real quick.
It's like
no, I think you're just away from. I think you're just too close to your mic. But Okay, so back to the shutdown thing. I think even Nutmegger agrees with me. Now, isn't that fundamentally better than Don Davis or any of these Democrats that voted with Republicans? Isn't that one of the worst things you can do is fund the damn Republican budget?
Don Davis is in one of the.
I know, I love him. By the way, I love Don Davis. I'm just making my point. I like Don Davis. Keep him there. Trust me, I like
will
Don
take
Davis.
someone who chooses to vote on occasion against me than someone who wants to kill America.
True.
Do you think? She wants to, but do you think she would have voted yes on the Kill America bill?
If she
which
thought
is
it,
every
yes,
MAGA bill,
yes,
which is
I do
every
think-
MAGA bill,
yes, if she
which is every MAGA bill.
if her organization is saying, if her
America-
organization is saying death to America in Persian, right? And also, we are Westerners who want to eradicate Western civilization. Why wouldn't she vote to do that if she
voted
could?
yes on one big beautiful bill act? That is the Kill America bill. Every big MAGA bill is
you
Kill
know
America
that's
bill.
not the
That's
same.
not what we're talking
Okay,
about.
yes
This
it
is a
is.
false
Okay, wait,
equivalency.
fine. You're talking about
Oh my
some.
God.
You're talking about
Imagine making
some
this equivalency,
imaginatory bill versus an actual bill that passed and is actively going to kill us in 2026 when the Republicans made it go. You know, the Republicans made that Kill America bill act active when we went back to House because they knew we were going to win it. So who would it go on? All these fucking like hospitals are going to close when Democrats take power. You know why they did that? Because they know they're going to lose the House. Their Kill America Act, the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, she would have voted no on. Every Republican would have voted yes on. So even if she wants to, the one bill that actually would fundamentally kill America for the most part is passing. Save America.
Look, this is what's gonna look. I'm seeing the future again. The future is coming to me. This is my prediction. The Democrats are going to come to power. There's going to be a budget reconciliation bill, and she's going to vote no on that bill because they have to put as much shit in there as possible. And there's going to be some sort of like niche thing that she's going to moralize over.
You don't think she's going to get anything she wants?
That's what's going to happen. I think there will always be something that she can moralize over and then not support it.
Oh wait,
You know what? I think. Hold on, Vishy. I think that she would have voted for the Kill America bill, as you call it, the Big Beautiful Bill, if they decided to take away Israeli funding in that bill. Then she would have.
Well, guess what? Then it wouldn't be then the MAGA would have voted no on it too. So we can play that game.
I'm just saying, like, if they
figure
this
Kill
out,
America bill,
and
she
they
would
might
have voted
not because they're very stupid. But if they figured out this one strat to get all these weirdos fucking votes, they will absolutely start voting
honestly,
for
I think
the most
Democrats
red legislation you could possibly imagine because they hate Israel that much.
Okay, Democrats and the whips now are talking about like doing cutting aid to Israel too. So they might be happy. She might be happy. They're doing that right now. The whips are meeting on Sunday. But again, she would have voted no on that 100%. I think she would have voted to keep the shutdown down 100%. I know Democrats that have voted yes on that, which I disagree with vehemently, and they're better than her in totality. But there's some certain stuff that you guys are scared about that either one will not have a huge impact because she will get voted out, or will have a big impact and she'll vote yes on. I think her
this is my concern is like you're caring a lot about the obstruction, and that's like fine. That's probably an
isn't that what you guys are all talking about?
The circumstances that exist, but if we're looking beyond to building something, then she's never going to be playing ball, and that's kind of like the issue here.
Okay, so let me tell you this: if the way we're all talking about how Democrats are going to like have a big majority, so it's not going to matter. If we want to say beyond, can we say 2028 can be beyond? One, she needs to get primaried because 2028 is when Dems are probably might lose the House right now because that's when all the other gerrymandering's popping in. 2028 went from we're gonna fucking win it to we might lose the House in 2028. So
That's
sure,
get bipartisan redistricting.
Bipartisan redistricting, which she would vote yes on. Straight up, she would vote yes on whatever. But it's not going to matter because 2028 is when you can actually pass stuff if like we get a trifecta. 2028 is going to be the big fight, and even though you guys disagree, deep down 100%, I believe she would play ball to make Democrats win the majority again.
Why would you think that? I don't know why you believe
because
that.
At the end of the day, I could be a little Mr. IRI, love everyone, good in the peace in the world or whatever. I genuinely think that I think she would rather have a Democrat, even if it's fucking AIPAC Torres, over MAGA Massey.
She's going to work to disrupt and destroy the party from within.
Yeah.
That is her stated.
I have to bring up. She pretty. Like that one of the big things of the primary campaign was she said fuck Kamala Harris. I don't know if
She
she
thinks
really
Biden
would.
was a rapist and a
Yeah,
war criminal.
She's crazy. Okay.
I'm unconvinced she voted for us in 2020 or 2024.
Hey,
I
wait,
don't know
okay,
if
let's see
she's
here.
really
Do you
against
think
MAGA.
if it was Van Hollen for president, she'd vote for him?
Oh, probably.
Okay, then I think we're chilling. She like
Yeah, but we can't have Democrats where the
I
like
don't want her.
soul is that they
Wait,
vote
I don't
for.
want her.
I
All
know. I
don't
know.
want her.
I'm just saying.
Point is being,
I'm just saying.
if you want to talk about beyond when we're already under the assumption she's about to get fucking no matter what Cory Bushed, because also if she doesn't get Cory Bushed,
Well,
I think
the big problem with that Cory Bush might be coming
Look,
back.
I'm going to be real with you. I didn't think she had a chance in hell of winning. This is what I said at the beginning of the show, or maybe not the beginning, but earlier on in the show, when I was like, one of the problems with this is this was a liberal L. Liberals dropped the ball on this election. They dropped the ball
It's also
hard. We were lazy.
Go...
We were complacent. We should have been out there, again, pounding the pavement for the Democrat incumbent.
Well, wait,
we should have.
You understand
but we
that
didn't.
why that
and
happened,
we took
right?
That, yeah, I get it, right? And we took that fucking L, and we didn't need to. So yeah, I didn't think that we would lose this race, but we did. And now we have
I thought
to,
it was going to be close.
I don't know, man.
Also,
is she going to get primaried?
I mean, it was close.
I hope so.
I hopefully it might not. I think even though SPR was the incumbent, there's also like in the weeds I've heard that he was like beefing with a really big not a good icon, like a black organizer for like 12 years and really hurt his fucking he hurt his fucking his pull with a lot of his constituents anyway. Where this was a thing where it wasn't more of a DSA uprising, more of, again, a liberal L, and that's not based on anything else other than just the incumbent hurting his goodwill with the people. I think Bob Donnie could be a quote-unquote kingmaker in New York City. Okay, I think a reason why is do you know guys know
say
J.B.
that
Pritzker?
You say that, but remember in New York City we still had I think it was 7 elections or 7 districts that had pro-Israel candidates that won.
Wait. Sorry, I don't know. New York is Torres, New York City.
Yeah,
Torres is literally Torres is the district next to Chevalier.
Yeah,
in the Bronx.
Next to Chevalier. Okay, so for the again, he could be a keymaker in ones that are close, right? Again, my point being, we could definitely primary her and she'll be fine if you get a great fucking candidate.
I don't know.
I was actually.
I don't know.
Oh, you
if
can.
We can
I
get
think you have too much faith in that. I hope we can.
We have a good candidate there who's endorsed by the actual former Congressman Rangel. If he decides to run, he'd have a very good shot at primary Chevalier.
Are you from New York, Nutmegger?
No, I'm from I'm from Connecticut.
Oh, okay. But also, again, the one I was more surprised about was the Reynoso one, and I thought he was gonna win just by an inkling, because he was super far left. The president of was it Queens, I think, and that's what I was more surprised about. Again, that could just be Valdez has. Also, one thing I will say that DS is really good at that Dems need to do is door knocking. I think people don't understand door knocking is actually one of the best things, and we could do better on. So these things we can learn from. I don't like the DSA. I would like them to all to be primaried. I despise the DSA.
Quick. Dylan Blair says, Wick, Mamdani didn't endorse in the race as you mentioned. Every candidate he endorsed won. Why? Question for you, Dylan. Why do you think he didn't endorse? Do you think he likes Torres?
It's going to be a stupid answer.
Why do you think he didn't? Just take a guess of why. This is the thing Trump does. Trump's great at this. Trump will endorse people who are absolutely going to win anyway. And then he will take credit for that endorsement and say, look, I did it. Now, to Mamdani's credit, he did endorse someone who was in a very close race that the endorsement probably actually mattered. Chevalier, I'm talking about her. It's funny, though, he stabbed the incumbent in the back because the incumbent supported Mamdani, was on Mamdani's side, endorsed Mamdani when he was running, and Mamdani didn't give a shit.
No, I'm pretty sure he promised to actually do it.
Stab.
Yeah, by the way, another big point with Mamdani, that's my big problem with Mamdani right now, is that Espia and Reynoso all endorsed him during the, I think Reynoso endorsed him during the primary, but they both endorsed him during the general, and then he endorsed farther left candidates than
it was more of for Espaillat, it was more of that they had a handshake deal and he kind of stabbed him. That was
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure
more.
Reynoso did endorse
Did
Mamdani.
endorse, yeah. Reynoso, yeah. To be honest, I want to be honest. A lot of us probably wouldn't like Reynoso too if it wasn't for Valdez,
Oh no,
but whatever.
no, yeah.
But what? Oh my God, the reason I was arguing with someone about because there's an area that Cuomo won. That's right, Dylan. Okay, Dylan's stupid. Dylan said because that was an area Cuomo won, that's why he didn't endorse in that area. No, it's because he knew he was going to get shit stomped, and he probably wants some goodwill with Torres.
You don't want to endorse a loser, okay? Because you
Torres
want
is
this air of kingmaker. It's
because
just
it was
politics. You don't want to
an
endorse
area
a loser.
Cuomo won. That's the stupidest answer I've ever heard in my entire life. Who gives a fuck? No one's gonna. Oh my God, no, okay.
Well, so Valdez probably won by such a massive margin because yeah, she probably won because I think that was Mamdani's strongest district during the general.
Yeah,
she has a lot of sway, and yeah, it was. I don't think it was hard to get Valdez.
I think he's a very smart politician. He probably took his chances and was like, hey, these are the ones that I can actually fucking flip. That's why. And other ones, again, I don't think he ran against Swazi. I don't think he tried to run anyone against there. He literally, it's so funny. He literally told Chiose, if that's how you pronounce his name, not to run against Jeffries. And then everyone fucking post hoc. Actually, if he ran against Jeffries, he would have unseated him. No, there's no fucking Tea Party, and I will fight anyone on this.
So first of all, you don't want to try and primary the minority leader of the House, because that's just going to create so much bad blood with the rest of the party. Mamdani already has bad enough blood for primarying SBI and screwing over Reynoso that trying to primary Jeffries would have genuinely killed his relation with the rest of the party. He doesn't want to do that.
Also, appropriations, by the way, if you want to talk, I'm going to go back to, we're slowing down, so I'm going to go back to arguing with y'all. About Chevrolet, another reason why she's going to be forced to fucking do shit, appropriations. Dems are going to control appropriations, which means every single grant funding is going to be decided by us. If she wants to get anything she wants grant funding wise, they're going to have to put in appropriations, and the Dems and appropriations are going to have to approve that. So they can just say, fuck you, dog. Sorry, you're not going to get the fucking.
I don't think she cares about funding anything, though. All she cares about is just attacking the Democrats and the Republicans.
So DSA helped her district so much, and she won. You don't think she's going to try to get things that DSA wants in her fucking municipalities to get funded? You don't think she's going to I don't give a shit about that?
Well, there's what is it? Is it worth for her in her mind to work with the Democrats in order to do so? No, I don't think it is. I think she gets more out of it by attacking Democrats than working with them. That's the thing we're balancing here.
Okay, imagine that. Do you think every person on the squad is going to turn face and start attacking everyone more now?
I don't think. Well, the squad have a demonstrated record, and I don't have a previous platform of saying that our goal is to destroy America.
Justice Democrats has basically said we stand with DSA. So I think if they can say that.
DSA hasn't said this. It
was
it was the specific organization that she built. What was it called? Let me get the name of it. It wasn't DSA though.
No, yeah, you're right. It's separate.
It's Columbia University Apartheid Divest.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Your chat drives me insane, Wick.
Yeah?
I don't know how you
Does it?
Okay, yeah, it's because you either have leftists or far righties. I swear you don't have anyone.
Yeah,
they
work hand in hand. It's the Red Brown Alliance in my chat
Polygraph
right
is
now.
Polygraph is some
nerds.
leftist
Let me make a little money.
I can tell.
Say, I didn't vote Trump last election. All you people need to do is stop being effing extremists and weirdos. That's it. Message harder. You repent.
Are you?
Weirdos.
Who are you? Shit, we didn't get Lord of the Nerds vote. We need to be better, guys. Fuck.
Polygraph, he'd love to talk. I'd love to talk to you. We can have a nice debate.
Look, I feel like I've seen Polygraph in Ryan Mullally's chat, which is why I was confused.
He's a big leftist. He's in East Coast chat all the time. He's a big leftist. Don't worry.
Look, hey, we love all my chatters, but no, they're crazy. But that's why they watch me, I guess. But yeah, I guess the Soy Pill was telling me the one person who's saying I love ICE is also in his chat. I wonder do you think that Soy Pill
is Soy Pill getting on? Oh wait, no, is Soy Pill with IRI right now? Get him on. Because I know he'll. I need a defender. I need a Vichy.
If IRI wants to come on, he's welcome.
I need a teammate. But
there's a lot of weirdos in these spaces that cross-contaminate streams.
Yeah.
Who said that? Why did your voice sound so sexy out of
I'm here to watch the centrist crash out.
I don't think any of us are centrist. North, you're a Republican, right?
Yeah,
I'm a
people
never
say I'm a
Republican,
centrist, but I'm not a centrist. I'm not. I'm
I'm a conservative. Like I'm a conservative, but I have real principles, unlike the other people who claim to be conservative. Like I want to preserve our institutions and our republic and our democracy. I don't actually like corruption. I don't like it when people are breaking the rule of law. Like it's not that hard to understand.
No, I think, yeah.
So I mean,
just
honestly,
I think there's
speaking,
a lot.
we're
Go
not
ahead.
seeing like sweeping waves of people like Chevalier across the country. It's
Not
just
even
been
close.
solely, located in New York. Like that would be the point at which we're a little worried we might actually lose the Democratic Party. But for right now, we got more warm bodies in seats, and they're not. Go ahead.
Sorry, no, go on. You haven't talked. Go on. I'll go after you.
It's just like God bless whoever sent Wick money earlier, but Ryan Mullally, when he wakes up in the morning and gets dressed, probably has to double check that his shoes are on the correct fucking feet. Like, he hasn't been correct about fucking anything, as far as I can tell, other than what has been deemed by the majority as correct. I'm like, holy fucking shit. Also, I'm sorry, the Republican Party has already been like completely infiltrated and taken over a long time ago.
I think this bears repeating. One of the reasons I'm so angry and against the DSA types, right, and Chevalier types, is because I saw what their compatriots on the right did to the Republican Party. I saw a Republican Party that I didn't like, but I respected, be basically parasited and hollowed out by the MAGA movement, by these extreme, crazy, un-American, traitorous weirdos who basically took the Republican Party, skinned it alive, and is now walking around in its skin, right? Like a fucking serial killer. They are not Republicans by any way, shape, or form. They're only the name remains. None of their values have survived. And I don't want my party to go through that same process. I want to destroy our crazies, not make a deal with the devil.
Down to cry. Come talk.
I do.
Jack, come talk to us. I'm up to have a talk.
I also want to say, for the most part, we're seeing with the Tea Party movement, we saw that go nationwide very quickly. With the DSA, whatever Dem Tea Party, that shit is being very focused to either districts or districts or cities. We're not really seeing this nationwide movement. One thing that will scare me, and I am doing some defense, like I am preempting it. Colorado is one that's fucking scaring me. That Kirot person is 100 times worse than she's running against Deanne DeGette. She's the one that wouldn't even condemn the firebombing and said it wasn't even anti-Semitism. If you guys remember the mall,
I do remember that. Yeah, that's crazy.
Look up I think it's Colorado 1 running against Deanne DeGette. She is scary as hell. That is one I'm scared about. Like I am genuinely scared about. That one is bad. But again, the Colorado Dems are having their own little thing. This is not nationwide. Colorado Dems are having this little like fight because Hickenlooper is running for Senate again, and then that's why Gonzalez is running.
But you understand how their fight is informed by the national.
I mean, no, this is a very state thing. Colorado Dems have had some infighting for a while. I don't think you saw this get shut down in California, Chicago, and Illinois overall.
Some places it wins, some places it doesn't. And thankfully, most of the places we're winning. But it's these places that are concerning.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. One thing that's why I'm not as scared as how it was to MAGA is MAGA just fucking did a sweeping thing. Almost instantly, they all got to work in 2009. So it's why 2016 they all fucking killed it. We haven't seen no one was really scared of that Tea Party movement. But on our side, I'm not that scared because they've been trying to have their own Tea Party movement for a while now and lost. You'd think after 2024, after our worst loss ever, basically not ever. Sorry.
I was about to say, what do you mean? Not
ever. Sorry,
not remember what Reagan
loss,
did to...
Yeah. Our worst loss in modern times, probably since
Reagan, maybe.
Since Reagan, we can say since Reagan.
Well,
yeah.
No, not even that. I think Bush won more. I could be wrong. I'd have to look.
Okay, maybe not numbers wise,
the biggest ones that I can think of in modern history were Reagan versus Mondale. I think it was Mondale. Could be wrong.
That was the 49 state landslide.
But was that
49 to 1. It
Yeah,
was
but was that a one that was like the
it was
Democrats need to change, or was
insanely
that just like
one-sided.
Reagan was fucking amazing? I
That's
feel like
because
this is
Reagan
the
was incredibly charismatic
yeah.
and had
I
general
was saying this
favorability.
one has been our one of the worst losses in a while. Where we're like, shit, we gotta fucking fucking think everything, right?
What,
For that,
24?
no, 24, right? I think this was
24
one where
was
it's like,
okay. My hot take: 24 really wasn't that crazy of a year. It could have been way worse. I'm sorry. Listen, we lost the presidency. We lost the swing
no,
states that we expected to
it was
lose.
trifecta. It was a trifecta.
Yeah,
2016, we didn't lose trifecta.
it was going to be a
Like,
trifecta no matter
but
what. We were never going to
but
hold
the
the House
point
and the yeah. Thank you.
point being is even with that, they can only win in fucking New York, where the DSA is the best, right? Everyone knows that the DSA is the best in New York, and they still can't do shit elsewhere. I am not worried because like Sidecott got fucking. Oh, I'm so happy Choicott lost and fucking. He was like Justice Democrats founder, the big guy. Everyone wanted him to pour in. They had the whole fucking like party with every DSA guy, and he couldn't do shit. He had I think he had like a more than $1,000 staff. This guy had like an actual like staff, like a huge staff on his campaign for a house race. He paid like everyone. He's giving them severance to go against like in the general. He's paying them into the general for someone else. He got third, right? Like everywhere else, they're getting smashed. And when they're winning, it's either they're splitting the vote or it's against Espaillat or in an open primary. We're not seeing their movements getting squashed. They have no momentum. I'm sorry. They won. It was an open primary for one. So I'm not gonna open primary. They Espaillat was like not the best candidate for us, especially with like the momentum. It was in New York City. Who was the third one? Oh, Lander's not even DSA,
again,
right?
99% of all gains the DSA made are against Democrats. We are their enemy, not MAGA. They do not care about MAGA. They aren't running against MAGA. They're running against Democrats.
Yeah, that's what I understand. I'm just saying I don't like them. I think we should squash any type of uprising. I don't think there is a chance they're gonna like. I'm not scared of them, but I do think it's one of those things like I'm not scared. Let me keep an eye on you, and whenever you guys pop up, get rid of you, kind of thing. However,
this might
I'm just
be
not
a
scared.
little bit controversial. This is kind of why I'm a little bit scared of my Republican might be coming out here of Mondami because it feels like he's willing to endorse some of these really crazy people and give them an air of legitimacy. And he himself is willing to work with like the party establishment and is willing to be a little bit more compromising. But I feel like he's almost like a gateway to like these more radical types.
He's an infiltrator, right? And he's very charismatic. And give the devil his due. He's very politically savvy in a lot of ways. And like I said again earlier in the stream, I was like, okay, maybe I'm wrong about this guy. Let's give him a shot. But then he's endorsing the worst possible people, and you're like, wow, is he just here to smuggle in extremists? If that case, he's bad. He's a bad choice. He's a bad guy and a bad dude. We don't want him in power anymore.
So, like, my concern, we talk about the Tea Party, and we talk about Trump, and this is something I've been thinking about a lot. Was like, how did the Republican Party change so much from like the Reagan style to what we see today? And I think part of that is maybe think like, if there is a charismatic leader that like is gaining momentum in your party, you should be concerned about that. And I feel like Mamdani might be a Trump-esque figure in which there is a possibility of him trying to change the entire.
Trump loves Mamdani, to be clear.
North, I'm gonna give you a disclaimer here.
They're pals. They're buddies.
Yeah, didn't they take a photo together?
I don't know.
They did do the photo op thing, but
I think that's because they're both New Yorkers. And
also, North, I'm gonna be honest with you here, and you're not gonna like this answer. Republicans, for the most part, are dumb as rocks, and that's why they're easy to fall for any propaganda that gets put in their plate.
And right now, their whole party is spineless, so they.
That's the reason why I don't. I'm sorry, like you may disagree. That's why Trump did so well. Is because they're dumb as rocks. It's going to be harder on the left to have a Trump-esque figure because we're not as dumb as rocks.
Offense. No offense, but I don't accept that framing entirely.
That's fine. No, I know it's fine.
Yeah, I don't accept that framing entirely because of the
that
whole, most people who engage in politics are not actually critical about what they're thinking of, and they don't actually.
See, I think the difference is that like
news sources and
for instance, Mamdani obviously did not condone anything Hassan said. In fact, he disowned him essentially when publicly asked about it. If you bring him to bear and actually posit questions that could make him look bad, he will take the politically savvy option and distance themselves. He does the smart move. And honestly, some of his shit that he's been doing in New York, kind of cool, I'm not gonna lie. But I do think he will do what is best for ultimately his career and honestly probably his city as well. So if he starts tying himself to regards, right? Then all you have to do is be like, okay, they did this heinous shit. What do you think about that? And then he'll have to actually own it or again just separate himself.
So he's turning into
But the
New York
damage is
City's-
already done, right? Like she won the primary based off of his endorsement. So
I think it's going to show that he's a political. He's going to be a kingmaker.
Let Uncle Muffles respond here. Go ahead. I want to hear their back and forth.
Okay, well, again, were any of these inquiries brought up to him beforehand, before the endorsement?
I think I think some of them were, and his thing is she apologized for some of these statements. I think that's what he said. I could be wrong. Don't quote me, right? But he didn't really distance himself. I could be wrong. I could be thinking of someone else, but I'm pretty sure Mamdani said.
No, he did not. He hasn't distanced himself.
Right, but again, I don't actually recollect him being questioned on these things previously. Okay. Like, again, that could be the issue. It might actually be my lapse in observance, but ultimately, I do think that when questioned on it, especially when being recorded, he will make the ultimate play and, again, try to, maneuver around this like it's a chess game, because you can't lose pieces.
I get that, but I don't think it solves the problem. Is that when he can get away with it, he will endorse these people.
His trump card's going to be, we actually just want to fight for the American people. Stop.
That's what they all say. They say, "Oh, you're against free healthcare." Like, no,
it's the Trump card.
Like, that's not why I'm opposing what you're saying.
It's the Trump card. It's going to matter. That's how he distances himself.
These
I disagree with this.
You're against no new wars.
It's like it's like walking on me. It's like, look, it's like, say you're in my chat and you walk in on me and I'm just plowing your wife, okay? I'm going in on her. I'm just pounding away at her and you're like, what the fuck? You're fucking my wife. And I'm like, oh, so you just hate free healthcare? I mean, that's going to be my go-to now. I do anything wrong. Like, I do anything untoward. Oh, you just don't like free healthcare, I guess. Well, look at this retard not liking free healthcare. Like, no, that's not the issue, motherfucker.
He's turning into J.B. Pritzker in terms of political power. And I think it's either going to be scary or really good for New York, just depending on how popular he is with New Yorkers. Because if we see if people followed these past primaries, Pritzker won every single race. His endorsees won every single big one. Every single one. He is Illinois. Now we're seeing the ones that Mamdani was smart enough to endorse in, they won. So I guess it's going to be a long-term thing. We have to see in 2028. Will he try to get a DSA person to run in Torres's? Will he try to do it in Swazi's? We'll see. But right now it is. I don't know. It is. I'm just saying it is a very setup. Will he try to do that stuff? Will he try to kingmaker himself, or is he just gonna be like? Oh,
okay, we stopped getting money and we are out. The $100 has run out. So here's what we're gonna do. Gang, I love you all. I appreciate you all for being here. Thanks for calling in and making this a fun stream. We had a little bit of snarker stuff, but mostly we kept it to politics, and I'm proud of every single one of us. Next week, Wednesday, at 6 p.m. Eastern, we're going to have Dragon Fist and Admiral Gibbs taking on two liberal champions on whether U.S. aid was good or bad. Should be a fun debate. Check it out.
Oh, it's Gibbs?
Eastern. Yeah, Gibbs and Dragon Fist.
GG's.
Dragon Fist is pretty...
GG's.
I'm ready for my IQ to drop 50 points.
Yeah, GG's.
GG's. It'll be a fun debate.
Who are they going toe to toe
then,
with?
we're gonna have call-ins next week, and I also want to do a snarker stream just to nip a few things in the bud that rumors I've seen going around. Okay, in North, by the way, good job with Connor. I think you did the right thing.
What'd you do?
I called Connor a retard, basically.
Hey, you can't hear me, but I'm clapping.
Argued for
You're not doing it, but I'm clapping.
Let's just say the bridge has been burned, and he chose the Snarkers, I guess, and drama shit over.
You're welcome in Hutch Court.
Wait, did something new happen after the melting
pot? No, the melting pot was like the whole thing. Well, I guess. I've been restricted in his.
Come on my show next week and talk to me all about it.
Yeah, there's the whole thing.
I want you to go through the whole thing with me. Okay, I love you guys. I'm going to see you guys next week. Tune in. Don't be strangers. Bye-bye. I love you.